The Rumble on the River is next. We are at Jim Carroll Stadium here in Savannah, Tennessee, in the heart of Hardin County. The national championship here of NAIA Division II football brought to you by Team Hardin County. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Bowen, along with Robert Langpap and Pat McGuire. We've got ourselves a great football game coming your way today. A couple of great football teams between the Western Washington Vikings and Sioux Falls. The Cougars in Sioux Falls is an awesome football team, Robert.
Probably the most prolific team in the history of the NAIA. Their quarterback, Curtis Riggs, is one touchdown away from setting an NAIA mark of 81 TDs, and they have a lot of weapons they'll go to early and often. If Western Washington aspires to win a national championship today, they're going to do it with defense.
That's a good thing that Western Washington is good at. That is defense, Pat McGuire.
That's right. Defensively, they only give up 13.4 points a game, and they only score 28.8 points a game. Now, the big difference between these two teams is Sioux Falls likes to strike fast and strike with the big play, where Western Washington is much more of a sustained drive type team. They like to control the ball, they like to run a lot, but they also pass as well. But they do need to get some pressure on Riggs. We talked with Coach Rob Smith about that earlier in the week. He says that's going to be the key if the defense can get put some pressure on the quarterback.
So it'll be a low-scoring game, could be high. Stay with us. The game is up next. Championship, and I tell you what, I have been looking forward to this football game for a couple of weeks, but especially when I found out the two teams that were playing today. Robert, I tell you what, you can't get a more exciting football game for a national championship anywhere.
That's exactly right, Jeff. Two teams different in character, but one thing remains the same. They have the heart of a champion, and they're going to show it to the nation and parts of the world this afternoon in Tennessee.
You know, Robert and Jeff, we talked before a few minutes ago about the style of these two teams, but and you mentioned the difference in character, though. Western Washington comes from a conference that has just been heavily involved in the NAIA for years. Western Washington University has been in a conference that has 6 teams that have been involved in the national championship in the last 6 years.
Well, and that is one of the things that in talking to the coach beforehand, they talked quite extensively about. They feel if they can get through their conference, Western Washington does, that they can beat anybody. Sioux Falls, a team, though, that 11-1 last year, upset in the tournament. They feel it is kind of vindication for them to get back to this point, and they're going to be coming out guns a-blazing, and they have the offense to do it.
They certainly do, Jeff. They've got, they like to put up the big play, throw the ball quick, throw it deep down the field. So the pressure is going to be critical for Western Washington. Get some pressure on that quarterback.
A lot of speed and a lot of throwing ability, but the one thing that I think is the most unique thing about the two teams as we're getting set for the coin toss at midfield is the fact that both teams are very balanced. We do not have a team even though that Western Washington or that Sioux Falls has a lot of touchdowns, 50 touchdowns through the air, they really are very balanced as a football club, running and passing, and that may be what's so scary about a team like Sioux Falls, is that while the thought is about the passing, the running could really come into big play today.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jeff. You know, I spoke in the open about Curtis Riggs, the big-time passer and the prolific TDs, but they have a running back in Dave Rudder who gained 1,600 yards in the season and also ran for 315 yards in a playoff game against the University of Mary, the same team that knocked them out of the playoffs last season after their first undefeated season.
One thing I'd like to point out, too, though, Robert, is that, you know, we've been talking all about the University of Sioux Falls and how powerful and potent their offense is, but then Western Washington, really, their stats compare pretty close as far as the number of yards that they pass for in each game, as well as the number of yards that they rush for. The only real big difference is the fact that they don't score 50 points a game like the University of Sioux Falls does. They like to sustain those drives, keep the ball under control, and control the clock.
Western Washington will be receiving, and they will be defending the north goal, as Sioux Falls will be getting to play defense first. And, you know, in talking to some of the players beforehand, they think that may be the strong point of their team, Robert.
That's exactly right. In fact, I was talking with the head coach for Western Washington, Rob Smith. He told me if they could get the ball and win the coin toss, which they just did, and could score early, maybe they could plant the seed of doubt in USF's mind that maybe they aren't invincible.
Well, one of the things we're going to get a look at early is Darren Erath, the quarterback at Western Washington, and Mr. Ryan Wiggins, a 5'10", 200-pound junior, who will be handling the running chores, and we'll see how things transpire with that. But I think it's going to be a great football game. Good crowd on hand, as a lot of folks have traveled down from the great Northwest up in Washington, as well as the South Dakota fans here on the near sidelines, where we are just packed out here in Savannah, Tennessee. And I tell you what, Hardin County has really gone overboard for the NAIA. We have got to just tip our hats off to them. Everywhere you look, you see Hardin County logos or NAIA logos. Everyone has made us feel so welcome to be here today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In fact, they even have state signs when you enter the county, entering Hardin, Tennessee, home of the NAIA National Championship. So that is going a long way to take care of the NAIA, and they certainly have done that.
For Sioux Falls, Ryan Rollinger will be handling the kicking chores. As they get set, they will be kicking off from right to left, the 35-yard line, and back deep. For the Western Washington, Michael Johnson. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he is psyched about being in the national championship. We are about set to kick off, folks. The NAIA Division II National Championship is underway. The kick is short, and it's going to be hit the ground at about the 12-yard, fielded by Johnson. He's looking for a wall to the right side. He's going to be tripped up short of the 20, and that's where Western Washington will take over.
Sioux Falls pretty excited about the coverage on that team. Guys grabbing, jumping each other, high-fiving. They're getting psyched up. They're ready to play some ball today, Robert.
It looks like it, big time. Yeah, the fans from both cities have traveled to Tennessee to cheer on their ball clubs, hoping to bring a title home. The first appearance for both teams in the championship game.
We are set. Single back formation. It's Ryan Wiggins, a 5'10", 200-pound junior, will be set to be the lone back. Under center, it is Darren Erath. Double split outs and throwing the ball on first down. The pass is intended outside for Mario Castillo, and it is incomplete. We'll bring up second down and 10, the ball at the 18.
Yeah, Darren Erath with the three-step drop and the quick pass to the flat, a little high. That might have been the adrenaline of the first play. He's a talented athlete in many sports, baseball and basketball as well.
One thing I think they're going to need to do is establish that running game so that way they can open up the pass here early in the game.
Second down and 10. They turn, they pitch the ball out. This time it goes to Wiggins to the left side, looking for running room, gets across the 20 to the 22-yard line before he's brought down to the far sidelines. Nice pursuit that time by the outside, helped by the linebackers and defensive end on the right side for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and no sooner than Pat McGuire talked about run, they go for the quick pitch and pick up a nice 4 yards.
And Wiggins did a nice job. He's got good speed, got to the outside quickly there, and it was just a bit of a foot race there, though. Cornerback came up and knocked him out of bounds, so a gain of about 4 yards.
The officials stop the clock now as they're going to reset the chain, or actually look like they're going to have to go back and get a new football. Third down, and calling it 6 to go here in the opening drive. 14-26, just underway in the first quarter. Third down, 6 yards to go. 4 split outs. Dropping back to pass this time. Erath throws across field. It's complete, but it looks like maybe about a yard short of the first down. Fighting for it and continued. I believe that was Nickel as he works his way to the 27, 28-yard line. It's going to be close.
Great. Yeah, that was a nice pop by Damon Olson. I was talking with the SID earlier. He told me he was the leader of the secondary, and he looks to make big hits, and he did it on that play.
Great second effort there by Nickel on that play. Really fighting, kept the legs churning, didn't want to give up there, even though he got hit a couple of times, couple of guys on him, but he really wanted that first down, so he just muscled as much as he could.
Well, that's it right there, because if Western Washington is to win a national championship today in Tennessee, Chris Nickel is going to have a lot of touches because he is outstanding after the catch.
Also on that play, there was plenty of time for Erath to get the ball off, find the man that he wanted. Good protection by the offensive line.
So we get a look now at the mark on the near sidelines. And going to be short by an inch. So now you've got Coach Rob Smith with a little bit of thinking, and he doesn't think long as he's going to go ahead and punt the football away. The last thing you want to do is give up a possible score or at least field position if you don't complete this, Robert, to a powerful Sioux Falls defense this deep in your own territory.
Yeah, Barry Switzer's nowhere in sight, so they're going to punt the ball, Jeff.
And a good call. So it will be 4th down and about an inch. The ball is just outside the 28-yard line. And it will be kicked away back deep for Sioux Falls is Jason Brown. Brown, a 5'9" senior out of Harrisburg, South Dakota.
You know, Jeff, with only an inch to go, you may look for some kind of a trick play here. They don't have very far to go early in a national championship game. This would be a good opportunity to try something like that.
13:59 to play first quarter, just underway. The NAIA Division II National Championship. Back to kick, Eric Borin. The snap is good, and the kick is up. A little wobbly kick, but hits short and takes a bounce. Picked up by Sioux Falls. The ball's on the turf. It's a fumble. And Sioux Falls, it looks like, is going to be able to fall down on top of it, although there's a pile up and the ball may have scooted loose underneath. And the officials give the ball to Sioux Falls. So what a break for them right there, as there is 13 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter. We will take a timeout and come back. The score 0-0. Sioux Falls now with first possession. Back after this.
And he was unable to field it cleanly, and that's where the problem was. They were fortunate to fall on the ball and get it back for their first possession.
Just for you know, wind out of the south, 15 to 20 miles an hour for a passing team like Sioux Falls. That could come into play. Under center, Curtis Riggs, one of the most prolific passers ever in NAIA history, hands the ball off on the first dive. And the play to David Reuter, it looks like it's going to be for about a half-yard gain just outside the 35-yard line. And it will bring up 2nd down and 9.
You know, Jeff, you look at that backfield with Curtis Riggs and Dave Rudder, it just has to scare defensive coordinators around the country to death. You have a prolific passer and a ball carrier that can run over 300 yards on any given day.
2nd down and long. Dropping back to pass. The lefty looks back. It has a little bit of pressure. Has to scramble. Is going to be brought down after a pickup of only about a yard as he gets out outside the 36-yard line. One of the things that Curtis Riggs doesn't want to have to do is scramble today. He's minus 31 yards rushing coming into the ball game, right?
That's exactly right. He runs a 5'1" 40, so he's not John Elway by any stretch of the imagination. He is a pocket passer. So if the Vikings can get him out of the pocket, he is an average player. In the pocket, he is deadly.
Also credit the secondary on that for keeping the receivers covered. No place to go with the ball.
Lamar Westbrook into the ball game for David Rudder. Dropping back to pass again as Riggs throws across the middle. It's complete outside to Kalen DeBoer. And he's going to be at about the 43-yard line. Will be about a yard and a half short. Mike Williams on the stop for Western Washington brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a nice read by Curtis, finding his main man, Kalen DeBoer. But I'll tell you something. They have a lot of weapons. They have a tight end, Gardner, who averages 19 yards a catch. So look for the big tight end going across the middle.
4th down, 1 yard to go. 11:56 and counting. And so for Western Washington, back to receive will be Matt Williamson. Good snap, kick, nice kick his time. End over end down, hits at the 20-yard line and takes a Sioux Falls bounce. Will it stop before the end zone? No! Oh, man. The ball looked like it was going to take a leftward bounce and stay inside, but it doesn't. Goes into the end zone, and so a nice break for Western Washington. 11:34 to play here in the first quarter. Another timeout. Stay with us. The NAIA Division II National Championship will continue. There is no score here in the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. Both teams, it's kind of like a heavyweight fight. You've got two of the most powerful offenses in the country as well as two of the defenses. And it's, like I said, a heavyweight fight, kind of feeling each other out here on the first possessions.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because nobody wants to make that first mistake. You know, when you saw the game was going to be in Tennessee early on, you thought the weather could have been bad. First team to fumble could maybe fall behind and lose the contest. The weather's great, but turnovers will probably still be a big factor in this contest.
Darren Erath, the 6'1", 195 junior quarterback under center for Western Washington. Man in motion is Nickel. They turn, they fake the handoff and roll out. They're going to throw it to the outside. Complete. Great stab in there. Nice catch by Eric Morin, who picks the ball up at about the 24-yard line, so it'll be a pickup of 4. One of the members of our broadcast team today is Eric Waddell, and he's down on the sidelines to let us know a little bit about what the field is like today after some of the weather we've had, Eric.
Thanks a lot, guys. So the news is really good because the field is in really good condition. It's a hard field. It had rained and snowed earlier in the week, but it's dry now. Conditions are good. The only thing you got to worry about, a good breeze coming out of the south at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, but it's pretty warm out here.
Well, you stay warm yourself, Eric. Second down, they hand the ball right back up to Ryan Wiggins, who works his way a little bit off the left side. He does cross the 25-yard line, so he'll pick up a couple of, looks like maybe 3 yards, and so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 yards to go with 10:42 to play here in the first quarter.
You know, Jeff, we talked about how balanced both these teams are, but it's interesting to me that there's only 2 running plays so far in this game, both of them to Wiggins. Western Washington, we mentioned he likes to run for about 124 yards a game, but we still haven't seen a run out of Sioux Falls yet.
3rd down. 2 split outs to the right, 1 out to the left for the Western Washington Vikings. Erath barking out the signals, throws the ball again. The pass, is it caught? Yes, it is. What a stab on the far side. Chris Nickel, a 6'3", 195-pound senior, makes a great diving stab, Robert, on the right side, and it'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, there he is. That's the man that has to get the touches, has to get the catches, but a nice body extension for the reception there. But I'll tell you something, on every pass attempt thus far in the game for the Vikings, Erath with the quick 3-step drop, trying to avoid any kind of pressure for the quick release.
Nice job, too, getting that ball out where the defense couldn't get a hold of it. He just about had to put it that far out in front of Nickel.
1st down and 10. Trips to the right side. A lone setback is Wiggins. They hand it to Ryan to the left side. Looks and finds a crease. And actually is going to pick up 5 or 6 yards as he gets near the 38-yard line. Good blocking up front. The offensive line, Markovics, Jim Barth, Matt Cross, Todd Walker, and Bill Hatcher. Some big boys up there. 245, 260, 250, and a couple of 245s clearing the way for Wiggins.
Yeah, they have a big line. I'll tell you, I talked with the head coach. He said, Wiggins. I go, what about Wiggins? He said, he's huge. I go, big? He goes, no, tough and mean, and he looks for the hit.
9:21, man in motion is Castillo. Comes to the right side. Erath turns, they hand the ball in the background, in the backfield. Travis Dumke, if you watched the open, you saw that picture right there. Dumke early on in the open had a shot of him going through and sacking a quarterback. That time, the big Travis, 6'4", 290, came right down on top of Wiggins.
Well, I'll tell you, Dumke did exactly that. He dumped him right on his keister.
Get a shot at the
3rd down.
play, the replay, 8:51 to
take a
play
look.
as he comes in. Look at that.
He just shoots the gap and almost took the handoff on himself and went the other way.
That was the first play that the fullback, Tony Cart, was in. We looked for him to get a block, and he just missed it that time. Allowed the defense to penetrate.
8:38, 3rd down. They turn, fake the handoff. Erath's going to look deep. He's got good protection, but good defense. He dumps it off the short side. It's complete to Castillo, and I believe he's going to have another 1st down near the 43-yard line, and another type of good protection for Erath as he had time. Good defense in the secondary. Nice job by Castillo. Got to give him credit for coming back to the ball.
Yeah, he had initial great protection, nice coverage in the secondary, so he rolled out, find the receiver, and for the reception. But I'll tell you something, you talked about the heavyweight analogy about filling each other out. So far, Western Washington definitely not in awe of the Cougars from Sioux Falls.
1st down and 10. The ball is at the 42.5, 43-yard line of Western Washington, trying to break midfield for the first time, and Erath will drop back the pass. He's in the pocket with some pressure, though, and he's going to be tripped up from behind. Nice job. He got forced out of the pressure, and Brian Koch comes in and gets him on the ankle.
Great pursuit by Brian Koch that time. He went all the way around. It looked like maybe that Erath was going to get away from him. He just kind of dived at the last second, got a hand on his foot there, tripped him up, and put him down for the sack.
You know, I was talking with the SID. He said that player was the man to stop the run. Well, that time he stopped the pass as well.
7:35. 2nd down and long now. For the first time, really, anybody's going to have to work out of a long situation. The man in motion is Williamson. Erath is back to pass. It's going to be a little screen. They dump it. Get it off to Wiggins. Look for running room, and he's going to get back close to the original line of scrimmage at the 42 to 42 and a half. But that's as far as he goes, as he'll pick up 5 on the little screen pass to the left side. Good pursuit by the linebacking core for Sioux Falls.
Nice job with the screen pass that time. They got about 5 yards, which is what you expect out of a screen pass. But really, nobody was fooled. They had the good pursuit in there by the defense. Got the little flip out there in the flat, but then the defense was right there to pick it up and stop Wiggins before he got too much.
6:35 as we work our way through the first quarter here at the NAIA Division II National Football Championship here in Hardin County in Savannah, Tennessee. Dropping back, Erath, a little two-step drop, throws, has a man across the middle, first down, complete to Matt Williamson, a 5'8", 170-pound junior. Nice job, a little two-step drop, and a pop quick for a first down, Robert.
You know, the best success for Western Washington is when they go to that short 2-3-step drop. When they go to the 5 and 7, they've had some problems. And a nice hit, an outstanding hit by Damon Olson on the back end of that, the big hitter for...
First down and 10. The ball is for the first time in the opposite territory as it is now in Sioux Falls territory at the 41-yard line. First and 10. Now 2 split outs to the left, 1 to the right. And Erath will hand the ball to Wiggins, who works his way up the middle, and it has to cut back to the left side. But again, Coach Mosier, Hunt, and Dumke, the 4 across the middle for Sioux Falls, with a good job of making an early tackle.
Yeah, Travis Dumke fought that block off big time, slid down the line of scrimmage for the stop. Excellent play by Dumke.
The offensive line, they're really trying to open things up in the middle, and I think the defense really read that play well. They didn't go wide to the outside lane, which the offensive line was giving them, and they were able to collapse back on the middle to stop the run right up the middle.
Second down and short. I formation now as Erath is in at quarterback. Tony Carr, the fullback, Ryan Wiggins, and they fumble the snap, and I believe Erath's going to be fortunate to fall on top of the football after about a yard loss. Back to the 40-yard line will bring up third down and long, so another passing situation. But so far, guys, the pass has really been the success of what Western Washington has been able to accomplish.
Looks to me like University of Sioux Falls is really respecting that running game because we've had a couple of play actions, a couple of runs. They've been able to stop those, but then Western Washington comes right back with a pass, and that's the thing that they're having trouble defending.
Sioux Falls crowd now on their feet as they want a big defensive stand as we're under 5 minutes in the first quarter. From the shotgun, Erath is back. Takes a snap, pressure from the outside. He hangs in, gets the pass complete, and it is going to be complete at the 30. Will be enough for a first down, and a flag will be on the play. Eric Morin is going to be on the reception. I believe, guys, we're going to have a late hit. Nice pickup. It was almost pass interference, but then a man from the outside came in late on the tackle.
You know, I think it was pass interference on Damon Olson. He got there just a little bit before the ball.
Personal foul they're going to call, though, and they're going to call the late hit, I believe, as it was a nice job by Morin to be able to come up and come back to the ball. Erath, again, with a lot of protection to make the stop, and just threw it right on the money. Darren has been hot so far today.
So Morin makes the reception by getting hit early and late. You know, if his name sounds familiar on the punt team, that's because he's the punter as well.
Erath really seems to be fairly fearless when it comes to throwing the ball. He likes to throw the ball right into coverage. Doesn't bother him, but he's very pinpoint type of passer, getting the ball right into his man's hands.
4 minutes, 45 seconds to play.
15-yard penalty, personal foul.
And the personal foul moves the ball down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line, and so a good opportunity now to strike as Western Washington works their way in. .4:29 to play. They turn, hand the ball to Wiggins to the left side, works his way out, and a great stop and a tackle by Nate Mosier, the 5'11", 245-pound junior, with great pursuit from the left side to make the tackle.
Mosier he really was able to, had great pursuit that time. Looked like he was the only man to beat. The way they had that play designed, the offensive line was pretty much going to seal off the corner there. If Wiggins would have got to the outside, they might have gone for a score there. Mosier, great job coming from behind and getting the pursuit, grabbed him by the feet there, and able to stop a big game.
Yeah, I asked the coach to describe Mosier in one word. They said quick.
And he was there.
He definitely demonstrated it on that play.
3:49. 2 split outs to the right and 1 to the left, and it is Wiggins by himself in the backfield, but they throw the ball on second down, and the pass is out in the flats. Nice play by Damon Olson for Sioux Falls to make the hit as soon as the pass was caught by Morin, and it will bring up third down and long, about 3rd and 10, actually, as we get set to go here with third down. Actually, 3rd and 11 now as we get a good mark.
Yeah, Western Washington really working that short 3-step drop to try to catch the defense off guard, and so far it's been working for them.
3rd and 11.
Well, they are in field goal range, but I know Western Washington would like to come away with more than 3. Tight-eye formation. Wiggins and Carr in the backfield. Back to pass. Rolling out now as he's got a lot of pressure, but does have some help from his defensive players, and now he's almost working his way out of position. But look at the protection, and he may run for it. Erath runs to the left, cuts back, is going to be knocked forward close to the goal line, and what a run by Darren Erath, the 6-foot junior, just made and bided his time, and he almost worked his way to the second quarter as he just rolled around in the backfield for 15 or 20 seconds. First and goal to go. The ball has worked inside the 5-yard line. Let's get a look at this one, guys, as it's an amazing job of roaming around the backfield.
Talk about turning nothing into something that time. Erath with a beautiful job, just scrambling for his life, and then just cuts it back open. Everyone was chasing him, left the middle of the field wide open.
They turn, hand the ball off to Charlie Wiggins, and Wiggins works his way in for the touchdown on the left side. Charlie Wiggins gives the Western Washington Vikings a score, and with 3:04 to play here in the first quarter, it's 6-0 Western Washington.
And just like Western Washington head coach Rob Smith stated, they'd like to get that ball and punch it in for the first TD to plant the seed of doubt in USF's minds that maybe they weren't invincible. And don't look now, folks, they just did that.
Great job and a nice completion, and you got to give all the credit really on that to Darren Erath, who worked his way around to not only lose and get knocked out of field goal position, but get the first down, and a flag is on the play as the kick was up and through the uprights, but the kick will be probably redone as they stop Wade Gabers, the kicker. We talked to him yesterday and is quite a prolific kicker himself, but it looks like he's going to have to back up 5 as too much time was used on the clock.
You know, Jeff, Darren Erath really showed his athleticism. He's a 3-sport athlete, heralded in baseball, basketball as well. Really showed a lot of athleticism there, a la Steve Young, cutting back against the grain to get the ball down and the first down. Beautiful play by Erath.
Gabers will have to kick it again. This one 5 yards back as it was an illegal motion against Washington, Western Washington, so they will snap the ball and place it at the 15. Bad snap, though, and it's on the ground, and it will be picked up and covered by Western Washington, so the miscue really comes into play, and it hurts the Vikings. So instead of the 7, as they had the illegal procedure call, they will be stuck with 6 points. But I guarantee you, folks, they're happy to have the lead against a team that can score like Sioux Falls. 3:04 to play in the first quarter, 6-0 Western Washington. We'll take a timeout and come back with more on the NAIA Division II National Championship. 6-0 the score here. We are in the first quarter with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to play, and it was not the running of Western Washington, except for the running of Darren Erath, but passing that moved the Vikings down the field. And Robert, they looked tough.
They looked extremely tough, and I'll tell you, it was passing, but it wasn't going to their main man, nickel. It was going to the backup receivers because Sioux Falls had basically taken it away, the passing game from nickel, their big-time player.
To kick the ball off for Western Washington, it will be Wade Gabers. Boots the ball, nice high kick. It's going to land at about the 7-yard line and picked up by Sioux Falls. Travis Cramp works his way up the middle to about the 28-yard line, where Sioux Falls will take over. Eric Waddell is down on the sidelines with former Miss America Kelly Cash. Eric?
I'll tell you what, we're glad to be with Kelly. 1987, a few years ago, but you sang the national anthem today.
Years ago,
Give the folks a little news on what you've been doing lately.
Well, right now I've been going to Milan basketball games, which is in Milan, Tennessee, because my husband's the coach. But I travel and sing, and I love singing the national anthem, especially at a game like this. It's going to be an exciting football day. Good weather. Y'all should be here, really.
Well, thank you very much, Kelly. It's good to see you.
Kelly Cash and a big cash in that time on Sioux Falls as they throw the ball over the middle to the big tight end as it goes to Jeremy Gardner, and he rumbles up the river right down to the 30-yard line, all the way from the about a 38-yard reception big pickup that time by Gardner. Caught everybody off guard. Instead of dumping it outside, they put it over the middle.
Yeah, Jeremy Cash split the seam. He was like in a pasture all by himself, and he caught that. I'll tell you, this young man sports a 19-yard per catch average, and he just showed the country why.
And he really not very fleet of foot there, but he just ran over people, just dragging them along, a la Larry Zonka type of deal.
You're right, Patty. He was a little surprised. He was so wide open. He was like, look, Mom, here I am.
And now Gardner goes in motion. They pitch the ball to Reuter on the outside looking for running room, and Sioux Falls trying to strike quickly as they work the ball inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. And we talked about the good job job that everybody here at Hardin County and Savannah has done on this football field. It has held up nicely. We've had some action in the middle of the field. Still looks good out there. A great job of getting this field ready for the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. It's second down now. The ball is at, looks like, the 27-yard line. And the lone man in the backfield is Westbrook. Under center, Curtis Riggs. Riggs, a 6'2", 205-pound senior, will throw the ball. Gets it outside. The ball is loose, but picked up. They go call it incomplete pass to Kalen DeBear. Kalen got stuck as he was coming right at us.
And you can almost, the way he was coming right at us, you could see the fear in his eyes as he saw that he was about to get cut in half as he was trying to pick that ball up off his knees there. But good job just sticking in there and, you know, not ducking out right that time, Robert.
That's exactly right. Yeah, he heard footsteps, and he saw a truck coming as well.
Well, Sioux Falls is a team that strikes quick and early, and they've tried to strike back with 1:42 to play here in the quarter.
You know, Jeff, that was the first down for Sioux Falls so far in this game when they had that real big pass that time to Gardner.
Third down, blitz from Western Washington. Good protection. The pass is incomplete and almost picked up on the rebound by Yorkovic. But the pass intended out to the tight end Gardner, and it is incomplete, and it will bring up fourth down.
I'll tell you, Dave Rudder sports 1,600 yards this season, 8 yards per carry average. But check him out as he picks up the blitzing linebacker. He just takes him to the International House of Pancakes.
It was gave him a foreign language lesson there.
It was a little bit unclear, actually, to me anyway, who that pass was intended for. Gardner looked like he got a hand on it, but then it still went right into Yorkovic's hands just about there.
Timeout will be taken on the field, but we'll keep it right here in the first quarter, and maybe we get a chance to kind of settle in and look back at what's happened so far, because really I think that Western Washington, and we talking to the players and the coaches before a couple of days ago, they said they're going to try to do a lot of things that they don't think anybody's done, and that is put a lot of pressure on Curtis Riggs, because as great as he is and as good as he is at finding his open receivers, they don't feel that he's been pressured enough this year to show, and they think some pressure will tell.
That's exactly right. 50 touchdowns. They're thinking, well, maybe the weak competition, but I'll tell you something. He didn't do it with mirrors. You throw 50 touchdowns, I don't care at what level, you are a prolific passer.
One thing they have been doing a good job of, that is the Western Washington Vikings. They have been really doing a great job of covering the receivers. He's had some time to throw, a little bit of pressure, but he's had some time to throw. But the big difference is there's nobody to throw to. The guys are covered.
So a lot of times, and that's the truth, if you're not getting a lot of pressure necessarily on him from your line, if you can put the pressure by the fact that you don't let anybody get open, that's just as good as it's the coverage sack, as they call it. Fourth down, and Sioux Falls will go for it. 1:33 at their Western Washington 28-yard line. Lone setback is David Reuter. Dropping back the pass is Riggs. Looks across the middle. The pass is complete to DeBoer, and he's going to have a first down inside the 20-yard line down to the 17. So a great call that time. You got to give head coach Bob Young of Sioux Falls a lot of credit. Says this is the national championship game. We're going to try to score. That's what we do best.
Well, that's exactly right. The stat sheet says a lot of things about this USF ball club, but it doesn't talk about the heart of these players. If you see the effort of that receiver on that play, it's amazing. After check out the run, or should I say bulldoze, after the catch.
Yeah, DeBoer really did a great job, kept those legs churning, and you can see right here as he makes the catch, he's got the man just trying to drag him down there. Just keep the legs turning. The tackler there is number 25, Isaac Bloom. Bloom unable to make the hit before stopping the first down.
Erat swings the ball to the outside. It goes to Reuter, who breaks a tackle down to the 10-yard line, and he'll pick up 7 on the carry. Great job of swinging it out. A defender really putting pressure on Reuter before the catch was made. That was Rohrbaugh, but nice job of just continuing, not worrying about the defender, catching the ball and turning up field.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He kept his concentration, but to prove this is truly a game of inches, that play could have easily gone the other way for a touchdown.
Just inches away from a possible INT. 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Second down, the ball is at the 10-yard line. They turn and hand it off to Reuter. Up the middle, down, touchdown! Sioux Falls! And the Cougars have answered in the quarter.
And there he adds to his 8-yard per run average with a touchdown to tie this game up.
You know, there's only been 2 runs so far by the University, before that play, like 2 running plays, actual running plays have been going pass. We talked about how they were having trouble actually getting any first downs or moving the ball. Then finally on this last drive here, they hand the ball off a couple of times. That kind of tricked things for the Vikings, and that's how they were able to get the score in.
In for the extra point, Cooper. Good snap, the hold, and the kick is up. And it's good.
And this may be a situation where we see that extra point that was missed by Western Washington could come as a factor down through the game.
21 seconds to play here in the first quarter of action. The drive, 7 plays, 71 yards, 2 minutes, 37 seconds on the clock. David Reuter with a 9-yard run and a great job. And I tell you, this is a mark of championships because you had the big quick strike by Western Washington, kind of shocked a little bit to probably to Sioux Falls, not used to being behind. A team that scores 50 points in 8 of their games, they don't like it. They're not used to being behind. But to be able to come back, that shows a lot of character and a lot of class out of Sioux Falls. And so that's going to obviously give them a lot of confidence continuing here into the second quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff Bowen, you don't have back-to-back undefeated seasons by mistake.
As we look at the touchdown run again.
Very, very powerful young man taking it in for pay dirt.
That's right. He had good blocking that time. That really opened up the hole up for him up the middle. All he had to do was grind it down and drag defenders with him.
Andy Harold, Mark Hansen, Travis Eldridge, and Schroeder and Shaw, the 5 across the front for Sioux Falls. But you've got to give them all kinds of credit for continuing the drive. And I think that's the biggest plus that Sioux Falls is going to take right here out of the first quarter. And it gave their fans something to cheer about. The last thing you want to do, too, is get another group of fans like Western Washington into the game and keep your fans out. So I think both teams have accomplished, in one respect, what they wanted to come in. Western Washington did control the ball. They drove down and scored. But quick strikes, the big, long pass play, the one quick right off to Gardner was really the difference because that gave Sioux Falls the momentum, put them into Western Washington territory. We're set for the kickoff here. Set to do the kicking for Sioux Falls, Ryan Rollinger. And the kick, this one end over end, kind of short, drops down about the 10-yard line, picked up and actually dropped by Wiggins. Now he's going to have to work his way back to the left side, and he is going to be brought down. What a play in there. Jason Yarkovic brings Wiggins down at the 5-yard line as he lost it at the 10, tried to reverse his field, made his way back across, and he will be down at the 6-yard line. So with 16 seconds to play here in the first quarter of the NAIA Division II National Football Championship, Western Washington will begin in a hole.
And what happens is when you have a miscue like that where he drops the kick, that kind of breaks things down all around. The blocking scheme breaks down, and that allows the defense to cover. And, so when you can't field it cleanly, that just kind of ruins the whole thing. You can almost expect every time to lose yards.
16 seconds, trip split out to the left side. The lone setback is Ryan Wiggins. This time they give it to Ryan. Ryan to the left side, has an open hole, works his way out toward the 20-yard line, and nice job of a quick pop. You've got Western Washington throwing the ball so often. They give it to Wiggins, works his way right up to the 20-yard line, and it will be to the, looks like the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ryan Wiggins and the Western Washington Vikings as they move out of dangerous territory as time will expire here in the first quarter of play. 7-6. Sioux Falls on top as we take a timeout. Come back for the second quarter of the NAIA Division II National Football Championship live from Savannah, Tennessee. Stay with us. Here in Jim Carroll Stadium in Savannah, Tennessee, here at Hardin County, in the heart of Hardin County, as we are set to go second quarter action. 7-6, Sioux Falls is on top of the 20-yard line. Actually, the 21-yard line. Western Washington will take over to start the second quarter thanks to a nice run by Ryan Wiggins to get his Viking teammates out of trouble. Wiggins the lone setback. 2 split outs to the left, 1 to the right under center Darren Erath. And in motion goes Williamson to the right side. They turn, hand the ball off to Wiggins. Right up the middle, has some other hole and works his way out to the 37, 38-yard line. Ryan Wiggins with a great run. And I tell you what, guys, it has been some fantastic blocking up front the last 2 plays that has given Ryan Wiggins some holes to run through.
That is big time. In fact, the strong guard, Todd Walker, pulled down the line of scrimmage and just nailed his man, opening up the crease for Wiggins, and he negotiated it quite nicely.
And this is a little bit different than what we saw. We talked about how much they were going to run the ball. Then they came out and passed early on. Now they're getting back to that game that they've run so well all year.
Ball control, the 2 things they said time and time again on Thursday when we had a chance to talk to the players. They pitch it to Wiggins, working his way to the left side. This time, though, after shame me twice, I guess, shame on you, shame me 3 times, shame on me, and Sioux Falls does not let the big Ryan Wiggins shame them 3 times in a row, and they bring him down for no gain on that play.
Outstanding defensive pressure and pursuit by Sioux Falls, saying enough of this running down my throat action.
That's right. They really, I think they read the play. They knew it was coming that time, and they were ready for it after 2 successful runs in a row. They definitely put it in their minds they were going to stop the run that time.
Now would be a great time to go to the air.
Man in motion is Williamson to the left side, and they'll do just that. Erath throws the ball right on the money, complete out there to Morin, and he's going to be across the 49-yard line. The ball shouldn't be touching midfield, and that's another first down for the Western Washington Vikings.
Oh, that was a great crossing pattern by Morin, because he's the punter, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to play some more so he got the first down. Move those chains.
Morin really ran a great route that time, Robert. He had his man Morrell chasing behind him, and once he made the catch, all he had to do was turn it upfield. He was beat his man, and it was deep into the secondary before they could bring him down.
First down and 10, the ball touching the midfield stripe. Playing right there on the NAIA logo. Want to thank those folks for having us here tonight. The NAIA has done such a great job in putting his championship on. And the Darren Erath sandwich is what that was, as it was Sioux Falls all over the junior quarterback at Erath. That time was just in the middle of a bunch of purple. It was Panelson and Wilson, the linebackers, coming in. And they just had a Viking sandwich.
Yeah, Sioux Falls formed a small town in the backfield, crushing Darren Erath right there. We'll take a look at the replay. I guess they wanted to move out of the way of that logo so we could talk about the NAIA. Yeah, it's a beautiful, just a bull rush.
Yeah, exactly. Bull rush. They had both outside linebackers coming in around the corners there, and there was just no place for him to go.
Second down and a bunch. Erath under center. Drops and hands the ball off. It goes to Wiggins. Works his way to the outside looking for blocks, and he's not going to have any, as he's going to be pulled down after about a yard gain. Great pursuit by the left side. That time it was Hunt and Dumke working their way out along with Koch, who made the tackle. And so it will bring up 3rd down and long, and it looks like Erath time to go back to the air, but as soon as we say that, Wiggins may spurt for about 15, 16 yards. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to play. 7-6 the score here in the second quarter. Sioux Falls on top of Western Washington. The battle, they call it the Rumble on the River, playing for the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. The shotgun formation for Erath now. Takes a low snap, is dropped back to pass, good protection, throws the ball deep, intended out there for nickel, and it's too far as the pass is overthrown, and it will bring up 4th down. And so Western Washington able to work out of a hole where they were pinned at the 6-yard line after the punt. This one, after the kickoff, they do work their way out, but they're not able to put any points on the board. It'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation.
You know, Darren Erath had what he wanted. He had his white out, man-on-man down the sidelines. Just a little overthrown there, but it's good to know that it's there, and it keeps Sioux Falls thinking about that deep ball.
If that pass would have been on the money, I think it would have been a score. Because Nickel, he's got so much more size than Morrell, who was trying to guard him there. He would have caught it. He could have just pulled away and run for the score.
Nice snap to Morin. The kick high, this time a little bit of a spiral, will be picked up at the 12-yard line. Working back to the left side is Travis Krant, and he will find little room at all. He does cross the 20 to about the 21, and that is where Sioux Falls will take over after the timeout. 11:43 to play, second quarter, 7-6. Sioux Falls with a 1-point lead over Western Washington.
Welcome back to Hardin County, Tennessee, home of the NAIA National Championships. You know, folks, when you think of the NAIA, you probably think of the basketball championships, the longest running basketball championship of its kind. In fact, this year it'll be the 60th anniversary at the Mabee Center in Tulsa between March 18th and the 24th. It'll be here on the NAIA National Championship Network, along with the good buddies at LaCie Broadcasting bringing it to you.
We appreciate to be a part of this broadcast as well, and the handoff goes right up the middle to David Reuter, and he's going to be met rudely for a 1-yard loss as he will be knocked back to the 20-yard line. And I tell you what, we appreciate all the folks across the country, including those up at Fox Northwest, helping bring the ball game to the folks of Western Washington fame. A lot of fans up at the great Northwest able to watch the game, and all across the world. In fact, the folks at Armed Forces Television watching worldwide over in the Persian Gulf and Germany and all across, watching the game live, catching some NAIA National Football Championship. Riggs back to pass, throws across the middle, has a man, and it is complete again to Jeremy Gardner, the tight end, and what a beautiful pass. We talked about the strength of his throw. That was such a touch pass. Tim Hansen, the linebacker, just not able to cover. Jeremy Gardner, a 6'3", 240 tight end. A guy can catch, and he battled for that one. Let's take a look at the replay, Robert.
Let's take a look at that replay. Riggs, nice 5-step drop, shows the nice touch, but check out Jeremy with a little push-off to get the position. It wasn't called with the reception. Big play, a real big-time player, Jeremy Gardner.
10:46, 1st and 10. 2 catches, 71 yards for Gardner. They hand the ball right up the middle to Reuter. Reuter works to the left side, breaks a tackle across the 40, and inside the 40 to about the 35-yard line. 37, they'll mark it. Before he stopped it, that's another first down. And, folks, the Sioux Falls Express has left the train station.
Bloom with a great job, or actually Bloom actually was the man there trying to put the tackle on Reuter, but Reuter just got that big stiff arm, just shoved him down and pushed him away for about 3 more yards before Bloom could get any help.
Yeah, people watching this telecast definitely know why he's sporting an 8-yard per average rush. But I'll tell you something, in the last 2 plays, you've seen what this team's all about. The big pass followed up by the big run.
1st down and 10. The ball is at the 37-yard line. The lone setback, they fake the handoff, and back to pass is Riggs. Complete again to Gardner. And Gardner battles his way inside the 10. Another big pickup. Add to that 71 yards on 2 catches now, as Gardner has become the man of the hour, as he has 3 big catches now. Another 1st down, and with 10 minutes and counting to play here in the 1st half, Sioux Falls is making a drive for another score.
Yes, the Jeremy Gardner Show from Hardin County, Tennessee, making his bid for the player of the game, which we'll be voting on later. Yeah, Jeremy Gardner taking no prisoners.
9:58. Ball is at the 8-yard line, they call it. Split outs right and left, and it's Reuter in the backfield. They blitz, they fake the ball, and they pass it outside. This time, a nice job, and Nelson breaks a tackle and is in for the score. What a job by Mike Nelson. Caught the little swing pass and then broke the tackle at the 5, and he's in for the score with 9:42 to play. The score now 13-6, Sioux Falls.
Yeah, Michael Johnson didn't wrap his arms. Let's take a look at this. With the drop and the pass, and then Michael Johnson, number 10, had a shot, but he didn't wrap his arms. You're not going to do that to a big guy, and he goes in for the touchdown.
So it's 13-6 now, and it will be Coupirin to toe the extra point. 13-6, a 7-point lead. Good snap, hold, the kick is up. And it is no good. Just off to the right side, not real snap. So break there for Western Washington, as they had a bad snap, caused them to not complete the extra point. And that time the kick is off to the right, no good. And so with 9:42 to play, 13-6, Sioux Falls leads it. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this.
During the last break before the score, Sioux Falls' coaching staff was talking about defeating the Viking blitz, and what their strategy was is go to the tight end over the middle. It appears to have worked. They just put a touchdown on the board. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Eric, and that's exactly right. The strategy working perfectly. Look at the drive, Pat.
Okay, we had 5 plays on that drive. Went for 78 yards, but the big deal is that it only took 2 minutes and 1 second off the clock. Finished up with an 8-yard pass. Riggs went to Nelson, and the point after from Kuiper was no good.
Number 14.
The thing about that is, we've talked about how Sioux Falls likes to get on the board fast. They don't take much time with their drives. The one big drive that Western Washington had so far, it took like 8 or 9 minutes off the clock.
Well, Riggs is the man with the score, but right now Western Washington will try to answer. The kick goes down, and it will be picked up by Michael Johnson at the 25-yard line. Fumble. And let's see where the ball is. They're fighting for it. Sioux Falls had a man laying on it, and then he jumped up, and then somebody else picked it up. So a mistake by Western Washington, and Sioux Falls jumping right on top of the football. And I tell you what, Robert, that is dangerous to give this offense the ball this close to the goal line.
Yeah, the first turnover that could cost them. Each team had turnovers that were harmless. They recovered themselves, but this one laid it on the ground. And that's Michael Johnson. He has 44 tackles. He needed 45. He didn't wrap on that touchdown to bring down the ball carrier, and on the next play, he coughs it up.
Riggs and Wood have been the tail here so far for University of Sioux Falls. Wood 4 rushes for 35 yards and a touchdown. Riggs, he's got 7 of 9 passing today, 133 yards so far with only 1 touchdown.
A timeout is being taken on the field, so we'll do the same. With 9:31 to play here in the first half, it's 13-6. Sioux Falls over Western Washington at the NAIA Division II National Championship. And we are back. And it has been Sioux Falls that has been dominating so far. You mentioned Riggs, 133 yards, 7 of 9 passing. I mean, this guy is really unbelievable when you consider the fact that from a standpoint of a quarterback to have thrown so many attempts, 3 interceptions. He had a string of 10 games this year, 1 through 10. No interceptions at all. That's amazing.
That is amazing. And Riggs just broke the NAIA national record for his 81st career touchdown.
Throws the ball again, complete to Gardner, his favorite receiver so far in the ball game. But a flag is on the play on the far side. I see yellow, so let's see what the officials have for us today as they will come up, and you get a signal out there from DeBoer that says it's against Western Washington, and that is the fact. And so the ball inside the 20. We'll see if they accept the penalty. It should be a first down. It's offsides against Western Washington, declined, and so the play will stand, and it's enough for a first down. Another completion by Riggs, and I'm telling you, he's got time to throw, and so the pressure that Western Washington wanted to put on isn't there.
That's exactly right, and I'll tell you something. This Riggs is a player. He's going to be going for his 82nd touchdown.
And Gardner seems to be the key man. He's the go-to man so far for Riggs today.
9:21 to play. Split out to the right side and to the left. They hand the ball to Reuter. A flag on the play, so Reuter scampering in, breaks into the tackle, is in for the score. Let's see, though, the flag back in the backfield. I think, folks, the celebration will be short-lived, as this one's probably coming back with a hold, and that is the call. A hold against Sioux Falls. The fans not happy with it, but the official thrown right back there where the protection was falling back toward Riggs, and the play will come back. But, man, another great play, and Western Washington's got to start thinking about wrapping up the arms and making the tackles.
Yeah, it looks like Travis Eldridge basically tackled his man to open up that crease.
You know, we talked before about the styles. We talked about how University of Sioux Falls likes to make their drives nice and short, get the ball in quickly, while Western Washington likes to take a little bit more time. That could be against them here as the game draws on. If Sioux Falls can get on the board again, then that really puts Western Washington in a hole. And when they like to take a lot more time off the clock, it'll be hard for them to get back on the board and catch up.
9 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the half, 13-6. Sioux Falls on top of Western Washington, and it will be Riggs back to pass. Throws the ball to the left side, and it is incomplete. Intended out there for Kalen DeBoer. 6'3", 215-pound senior. Kalen is a nice-sized target out there, has some speed to get outside, but the pass just overthrown, and it's incomplete, and that is what? That is only the third incomplete pass of the game by Riggs. That's amazing.
Kalen DeBoer, he's their go-to guy on the wideout position, sporting 15 touchdowns with 89 receptions, but so far it's been the Jeremy Gardner show. In fact, Gardner probably didn't mind that penalty because it's going to give more yards if they can get him across the middle right now.
Get the completion, that's right. 9:06 to play, and it is Gardner at the tight end slot on the right side. They roll out, they throw the screen pass right across the middle to Mike Nelson. Nelson with the blocks and has worked his way down close to the 20-yard line, so he's near the original line of scrimmage before he's finally brought down. I believe that was Mark Spencer in on the tackle for Western Washington. But a nice pickup as they're going to pick up, it looks like, about 15 yards down to the 20-yard line. And it will bring up third down and about 12 to go.
The strength of these tight ends, both Nelson and Gardner, is just incredible. As soon as they make the catch, neither one of them very fast, but they just seem to be dragging defenders. Nelson did a great job that time, just dragging his man along with him there to pick up those extra yards.
8:28 and counting now. The first half rolling right along here as we rumble on the river. The NAIA Division II National Football Championship. The pass intended and out of bounds, but caught by Kalen DeBar. And I tell you what, folks, that was an NFL-type catch. He went extended all the way out and caught the ball, just was a little beyond the flag stick out there, just not able to pull it in. Fantastic effort that time by the senior. Let's take a look at this.
20-yard line.
Nice protection again to him there for Riggs. You can't say enough about that.
And you see he gets extended out here. He makes the catch. His feet are in position, but the thing was is his gut, his belly there kind of hit the ground before his feet. His feet would have been in if he could have got them down a little bit.
Yeah,
there,
that
Robert.
was, I'll tell you something, that was a great call by the officials. And something about the officials, the officiating staff, they've been chosen by merit and region. So the NAIA making sure that it's not a good old boy situation, that they have the best people for the job for the nonpartisan look.
8:18 left to play here. 13-6 is our score, but Sioux Falls looks like they're definitely threatening to put some more points on the board, Robert.
Oh, well, that's evident. You know, I'll tell you something. Like I said in the open, out of the 13 victories this season by USF, 8 of those contests they scored 50 points or more. So fasten your seatbelts.
There's a good look at our officials today. Butch Stovall, the head referee, they are out of Louisville, Kentucky, I believe. Is that all right?
That's right.
Louisville, they are Mid-South Conference, Division II here, the NAIA. And they have been well rewarded for their efforts of getting in. And they are calling a fantastic football game so far. I'll tell you what, though, you got to give a lot of credit also to both of these two teams because they've played a very clean football game. I think we've had about 3 penalties total. One of them declined, so the game moving right along. It is fourth down, and going for it is going to be Sioux Falls. The pass is up, and it is caught, and it is a touchdown by David Reuter. The pass was short, and Reuter beat his man to the ball, and what an unbelievable play. A great job by the running back, David Reuter, to come high for the catch and just take it away. Let's take a look at this one, folks. What a great play.
Nice job by Reuter getting out in the flat here. He's covered by a linebacker. A little bit of a mismatch there. Mike Spencer unable to catch up and tried to get his hand up for the ball there, and he's unable to keep good coverage on Reuter. Reuter gets it in for the score.
Yeah, you said it, Pat, right there, back on backer. Most of the time that back's going to win that contest.
8-12, 19-6 the score. In for the extra points, Cooper. The kick is up. And this one is good, and it's now 20-6 the score with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the first half of play. And what a job. You've got to give so much credit that time. 6 plays, 28 yards, a minute 19 on the time of possession. A 20-yard touchdown pass, Riggs to Reuter. The point after touchdown is good, and so we are standing with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to play. 20-6, and I tell you, you've got that just is incredible. Not as much you can say about that job of going up and catching. And now you got to look. Rob Smith, the head coach at Western Washington, has definitely got his work cut out for him because now, you know, earlier on he was doing a good job of using Wiggins running the football, and now Erath is pretty much definitely going to have to start throwing the ball because they are in a hole.
Well, the big problem for Western Washington was allowing Sioux Falls to get, have that turnover on the punt or on the kickoff and get the ball right back again where they're able to get in deep in scoring position there so they can put some more points on the board. Western Washington definitely is going to have to get something going here and try and get some more points on the board before they go into halftime. Also, one thing I would like to point out is that they had that timeout there. Sioux Falls called that timeout because they knew how critical it is because they know to get some more points on the board. Western Washington, a real good offensive team themselves, and they're not out of this game by any means.
Back to receive the kick. It's going to be Michael Johnson. And it looks like also Randy Carter will be back. And the kick End over end. It's going to be picked up by Johnson. Johnson fumbled the last one. Goes straight up the middle. This time looking for running room. Skips around. Will be met at the 30-yard line by Chris Wolf. And that's where Western Washington will take over. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line with 8 minutes and 6 seconds to play here in the first half of play. The difference in time of possession, Pat, has been incredible.
That's right. 13:28 is how 13 minutes 28 seconds. That's how much time Western Washington has had the ball. However, they've only been able to turn that into 6 points. And we've been saying time and time again, 8 minutes 20 seconds, very short amount of time for the University of Sioux Falls, but they've got 3 touchdowns on the board.
Under center is Darren Erath, the junior quarterback. Has one man behind him, Ryan Wiggins. They turn, hand the ball to Ryan. Ryan to the right side, crosses the 35, close to the 36. And that's where he'll be brought down for a gain of 5.
And I'll tell you something, looking at the stat sheet earlier in the week, something was glaring at me, and it was the second quarter. Something was going to have to give today. The Cougars scored 201 points in the second quarter, but giving up 74. And the Vikings scored 103, giving up 28. So the second quarter was the quarter for both of these teams. So far, Sioux Falls all over it.
Second down, 4 yards to go. A pickup of 6 on the last play. Wiggins gets the ball again, and he's going to be pulled down in there by Travis Dumke as he gets about a yard. Nice job by big Travis, 6'4", 290. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and a real nice guy. Was just excited about getting an opportunity to play today. A senior going out, they got finals over with. They're just ready to relax and not even worrying about the football game as much as finals are over. So that was the big deal for him.
Yeah, that was beautiful when he said, I'll tell you, Travis Dumke, he's an all-around NAIA athlete standout. He's an All-American shot putter, holds records in indoor and outdoor.
At a 290, a guy that can push his own self around. 6:48 to play. Erath, short drop, throws the ball out. It's complete and enough for a first down on the right side across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. So a nice pickup up there. I believe that was Nickel on the reception. 6'3", a senior. Good target out there and a nice job. Short drop, and that's really seemed to be the big key for Erath. If he doesn't have to step back and take 5 or 6 steps, he's able to hit his receivers quick.
Yes, that short drop that does it for him. And like Pat stated, if they're going to get, there's plenty of time to get back into this contest. And if they're going to do it, they're going to have to get the ball to number 86 because McNichol, 15 pro scouts have already called the university. He truly can play at the next level.
Trips to the left side. The lone back is Wiggins. Loaded up on the defensive front. They hand the ball to Ryan, and he's going to be able to pick up a couple of yards, but that's about it, as it was Coach Mosier hunting Dumke heavy across the front, and I believe Ray Smith, the linebacker, had moved up as well. So they had 5 across the front, and it was tough to find some running room in there for Western Washington.
Nice pursuit by the defense that time, and it seems like they've been able to key on the run. The passing game, which is not the specialty really of Western Washington, has been doing the best for them so far. The defense really has been keying on the run against Western Washington.
5 minutes, 45 seconds to play. Got a lot of great things coming up at halftime, including look at our special all-star band here today. 5:34, the lone back. Back to pass, short drop, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Chris Nickel out on the right side. Nickel not able to make his turn before the pass was complete, Pat.
Nickel, he had, that was the same play, basically, they ran when Nickel got the first down 2 plays ago. Just a little quick 3-step out and button hook just to get enough for the first down. That time, though, the yards that they needed was a little bit longer. He took his turn a little bit short of the first down, but the pass was going a little farther downfield. That's where the miscommunication was between quarterback and receiver Nickel.
Third down, 8 yards to go, 5:29 to play. The man in motion is Matt Williamson. Dropping back this time into the pocket, looking for some help, being pursued, and out there's Dumke chasing the quarterback. They throw across the middle, complete, and a stick right there, a flag on the play. But the pass complete out there to Eric Morin, and a nice pickup. And folks, we do have a hit of the game coming up a little bit later on, and that was a nice pop. It was a good for a first down, but you've got to give Morin a lot of credit for hanging on to the football. Let's see if the play will stand.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, offensive pass interference. Oh,
well, I was just going to say that was great movement by Moore and getting away from his receiver, helping out the scrambling quarterback. Maybe that was the deal.
Tough break that time because a nice job of scrambling because Erath was in heavy pursuit from Travis Dumke as he had to work his way out to the right side. But the penalty will go back from the 43-yard line, and that's a bad break for Western Washington. Pass interference against the offense. That'll move the ball back to the 28-yard line. So it is now 3rd down and a mile and a half. I tell you what, it is definitely passing situations. That means they'll probably turn around and hand the ball to Wiggins.
It sounds like, you know, Jeff, we are just across the river from McNair County, home of the infamous lawman Buford Pusser. Well, I'll tell you something. Right now, USF, they are definitely walking tall.
Big time. 5:05 to play. Lone setback, 2 split outs to the left, 1 to the right, and it is a pass. They throw the ball, and it is incomplete, bobbling it. The pass intended in there for Nickel, and he was not able to hold on to the football, and the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down in a punting situation. So another big stand by the defense. We talked the other day, yesterday, with Sioux Falls, and Pat, we said, you know, your defense hasn't really been tested because you score so many points. Can you stand the test of a national championship? And they said, not only can we, but watch us, and they have so far.
Oh, they certainly have. They've really done a good job of putting some pressure on Erath, but the big thing is they have really basically shut down this running game. You know, Wiggins has had a couple of good runs, but for the most part, they haven't been able to move the ball on the ground.
Good snap, and the punt is up, and it is a high punt. End over end, and it's going to be picked up, fair caught at the 36-yard line, and that is where Sioux Falls will take over possession. The ball at the 36-yard line, so a little bit farther than they had to go the last trip down the field. But I tell you right now, Robert, Sioux Falls is on a roll, not only offensively, but defensively.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'll tell you something. It's a case of the prolific offense spurring on the defense to go to another level. In fact, right there, Travis Dumke came inches away from blocking that punt, and he came off the field kicking himself. So I'll tell you that Travis Dumke is playing the game of a lifetime. 1st down, the ball at the 36-yard line. They roll out. Riggs throws the ball back across field to Reuter. Has some blocks out front. Gets through 1 across midfield. Cuts back, and he's on his way to the 30. Down to the 20. 1 man to beat. Chasing Michael Johnson. Can't catch him, and a touchdown by Curtis Riggs. 1 play, and they travel 64 yards. 31. Sioux Falls is marching toward the championship. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, across the country watching this telecast, this young man, number 41, Dave Reuter, for USF. This is his first, he's a sophomore, but this is his first year playing, and he has set school records in scoring 132 points, in yards rushing over 1,600 yards, 24 touchdowns. I'll tell you, he is a player. He's a big-time player.
11 for 15, 241 yards, 3 touchdowns as Curtis Riggs making a name for himself. He is trying to pick up that offensive most valuable player trophy. The kick is up, and it is good. And so it's 4 minutes and 31 seconds, 27-6 now is the score, and Western Washington needs to do a little bit of regrouping, Pat.
You know, one of the things they're going to have to do is cover a play like that a little bit better. That was a screen pass to Reuter out there, but the man that was guarding him, the man that was covering him, was a defensive end. That's Corey Beeman. Beeman just didn't have the speed out there, and he was just beat by a mile. Then it was just a race down the sidelines. Reuter, even though he's pretty big, he's got good speed. He just outran everybody.
I'll tell you what, it's going to take me more time to read you the touchdown drive than it took to score it. We got a 1-play drive, 64 yards, 16 seconds. Riggs to Rudder, PAT. Kuiper was good. I hope that was under 16 seconds.
It was close. But when's the last time you had to run 64 yards?
In 16 seconds.
Well, actually, it was like during the pregame.
Yeah, right. Up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
A little CPR action.
4:31 to play in Sioux Falls. The fans, the stands are packed, folks. We were hoping for good weather. They kept promising us. It was kind of like, speak it and it will be. You know, it's kind of saying it'll happen kind of a thing around here the last few days. Every time I talked to somebody new from Savannah and Hardin County, they kept telling me it was going to be like 5 degrees warmer. It started out, it was expected to be about 30 degrees and sunny. The next day, it was going to be about 39 and sunny. It worked its way up, and the last I heard last night was 54 and sunny. I don't know what the temperature is at this moment, but it's a beautiful day, and the stands here are packed here on this side. They're packed on the other side. Both teams with a good contingent have made their way down from their respective campuses, and it's positive. It's got to say a lot about NAIA football and about the love of these two teams by their respective schools. Short onside type kick goes out of bounds, and so the flag will come down, and so all of a sudden good field position in reality will come out of this for Western Washington. We'll just see if they can make something happen with 4 minutes and 31 seconds to play here in the first half. And talking to Rob Smith, the head coach for Western Washington, one thing he didn't want to do was get down big, because he knows that the one thing about Sioux Falls, Robert, is it's kind of like smelling the blood. They can strike, and when they get the lead, they hang on. And the only time that really they've been pressured has it been when the games this year have been close the whole way. There's a couple of games that were actually a tight game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think USF got sick of everybody telling them that the strong conference was from the Northwest, and that the Vikings played their championship game last week. I think they brought something to the table today to persuade everybody otherwise.
Right now, with a 27-6 lead, there's little argument, at least on this side of the stadium, where Sioux Falls is sitting. 4:31 to play. Darren Erath, the quarterback. It's Ryan Wiggins in the backfield by himself. Four-man front. Dropping back the short pass, they throw it in. It's almost intercepted. Holy smokes. David Olson, the senior quarterback, had it in his breadbasket, and it just slipped right through his hands. Otherwise, he was seeing pay dirt, Pat. It was a close one.
He was already counting those 6 points to his statistical totals right there. Let's take a look at the replay here. And Olson, he was just right in position. The pass just was not very good. Just was not even to the receiver. Olson right in the right place, but he was already looking for the goal line.
Looked like they tried to run a sprint route on the outside, and the quarterback threw it short. The only man there was Olson. Second down and 10. Dropping back the pass this time. The pass is complete. Nice hit as the pass goes to Morin. But he's only going to pick up about 4 down to the 40-yard line, so it'll bring up third down and about 6. Snyder on the stop.
Nice job by Snyder to wrap him up there, hitting him right in the middle there and taking him down, because we've seen Morin so far, and when he's made catches today, he's been able to turn it upfield for some yards. Good coverage, even though they gave up 5, but that was a nice little swing out pass. Snyder did a good job of covering his man and keeping it from being a big game.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half of play. 27-6 our score. If you're just joining us, the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. Darren Erath back to pass. This pass is completed. It's going to be enough for a first down. Nice job by Morin to be able to reach forward and hold on to the ball as he fell forward. And Robert, back-to-back pass completions, and Western Washington beginning a little bit of a drive.
You know, you have to love that, and that's good news. But the bad news is they are taking Chris Nickel out of the contest, and he is the man that has to touch the ball. I've said it, I don't want to be redundant, but he is a pro-type player, and if they get the ball in his hands, big things can happen.
3 minutes, 24 seconds and counting. 3 wide receivers and a lone setback. And this time they hand the ball to Ryan Wiggins, and he is met in the backfield. He'll lose a couple of yards as the big front, can we say it, Coke, Mosier, Hunt, and Dumke all over the place. The linebackers doing a good job as well. And, you know, I tell you, you've got to give a lot of credit to the front side this time on defensively. You look at the stats, and really it's the linebackers and cornerbacks for Sioux Falls really picking up all the tackles. But tonight so far, it has been the front line that's really stopping the initial surge by Western Washington.
That's it. Dumke is playing big time along with Koch.
2:43, 27-6 the score. I formation this time, and Erath is going to have to roll out. Throws the ball. It's tipped and knocked away. A great defensive play by Philip Porter on the left side as he came back. And I believe that Morin thought that he had the ball. Actually, that was Nickel as they were throwing to out on the right side. Thought he probably had something there. Unfortunately, great defensive play by Porter. Unfortunate for Western Washington. And it brings up third down now and 12. The ball's at the 45-yard line of Western Washington, trying to make something happen. You know, they scored the first points of the game, and since then have been shut out 27-zip. I formation. Carr the fullback, and Wiggins is the tailback. Tight end to the left, and dropping back the pass is Erath. Intended out there and complete. It goes to Castillo, and another first down, and a great job of protecting the quarterback as the line. Castillo just ran a short little up and out pattern, picks up about 16 or 17.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to catch that ball. In fact, he's the 6th all-time receiver in school history with 103 catches. You know, he had 13 grabs and 155 yards in one game. Let's take a look at this reception.
Well, again, look at the nice blocking. They do give him some time, and Erath has to have time if he drops back deep.
And nice poise, though. He did get some pressure at the end there. Did get hit and taken down after he threw the ball, but he hung in there tough, and he's not afraid to throw the ball under pressure.
2:26 to play now. Man in motion is Williamson. And back to pass, Erath. Short drop, quick hit over the middle. It goes to Nickel, but it's incomplete. The pass a little out in front of him. Didn't have a chance to really pull it in, Robert.
Yeah, you know, both coordinators and everybody in the stadium and probably across the country by this point know they've got to get the ball to Nickel, and they're trying the quick slant, just a little out of reach.
And good coverage by the defense that time. Philip Porter was right there, basically covered him like a glove there, all over him, and not giving him a clean shot at the ball.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball's inside of Sioux Falls territory at the 38.5-yard line. 2:23 to play in the half. Defense is up, faking the blitz. Then they pull back. They hand the ball to Wiggins. Wiggins looks, gets upside, has the first down, runs over a man, and is across the 30 to about the 27-yard line. Nice pickup there by Ryan Wiggins.
Beautiful play calling, I think, that time. It's been pass, 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 and actually they've been able to move the ball just a little bit there. And then Wiggins does a nice job there coming up with the run. When they pull that draw, that's what goes for big yards.
15 carries, 65 yards now on the night for Ryan Wiggins, and so nice job of picking up the ball. Injured player out on the field now for Sioux Falls. Looks like that is Chris Snyder. Snyder, the one of the safeties, in on the stop that time, and Snyder laying there. We'll get a check to see how he is, but he is moving around. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. We'll have to see. But I tell you, a lot of good things right now are happening for Western Washington, though, Robert, because down 27-6, it would be easy for many teams to just kind of turn around and give up. They haven't, and in fact, they've picked up 3 first downs on this drive, as we see. A nice job to see Snyder walking off under his own power.
And it all starts with Darren Erath. He's a fiery player. He is their team leader. He's the man. You know, he's a talented player in many sports, and he's bringing it to the table today. He's not going to give up.
The one thing I think that we've seen out of Western Washington here is the fact that they don't give up, and that's a testament to the fact that, or an example of that anyway, is that in all 3 playoff games to get to the championship today, they came from behind to win those ball games. So they know they're never out of a ball game. They're just going to keep plugging on and get some points on the board.
We are under 2 minutes now, and we are inside the 30. Back to pass, they fake it, and they run deep. They've got a man open. The pass to Nichols is complete. No complete, and no flag on the play. It was bumped. They said, though, it was incidental contact. Both men going for the ball. Probably a good call. The pass a little slow in getting there as Nichols had his man beat. And, Robert, if the pass had gotten there sooner, it was 6 for Western Washington.
Yeah, a little too much touch there. In fact, but you said it, Jeff. Both men were going for the ball. The official was going for the flag, but he thought better and didn't pull it. But he was thinking it.
Here's a look at the replay. They made a nice pump fake that time by Erath. Gets the pass out, and the ball just took too long to get there. And unfortunate for Western Washington, it goes as an incomplete pass. Second down and 10. The ball's still at the 27-yard line. They pitch it to Wiggins out to the right side. Has blockers in front of him. Let's see if he can turn up. He does, but a nice job of pursuing by the outside linebackers, and he's only going to pick up about 4 as he crosses the 25. Panelson in on the stop.
Yeah, it was a slow developing pitch play there, but great pursuit. Outstanding pursuit.
I almost thought that maybe Wiggins might pull up and throw the old halfback pass the way he was kind of waiting to get to the outside there. He kind of seemed to swing it around, but then he turned it upfield a little bit too late, I think.
Yeah, he was doing a little Marcus Allen action, waiting for the crease to develop, taking his time.
Minute 12 now and counting, working our way in toward halftime. The fullback Carr will go in motion and then stop. Back to pass, good protection for Erath. Looking for somebody, though, throws it back up short. It's complete to Nickel. He's going to be close to the first down, and he's knocked out of bounds, and that will stop the clock with 57 seconds to play. And unfortunate for Erath, he didn't see Mario Casillo, who had broken off his route about the 5, was wide open, moving back to the near side.
Yeah, he was wide open, but he was fixed on Chris Nickel. But you have to love the savvy of Darren Erath. You know, like you said, he could be down. He could say, okay, let's go home. We made it to the championship game. He is definitely not giving up and trying to get his team in the end zone.
57 seconds. It is a first down. The ball is now at the 16-yard line. Western Washington looking to try to make something happen. 3 split outs to the left side. They hand the ball to Wiggins up the middle, fights for him, has a blocker. He's going to be getting outside if he can to the 10, and that's as far as he goes. The play just slow. Snyder, the man that was hurt just a few moments ago, back into the ball game and makes the stop. And a timeout is going to be taken by, let's see, I believe Western Washington, as they want to try to regroup and see if they can't get some points on the board. And yes, that's right, Western Washington with the stoppage of play here. But you got to give a lot of credit to continue to work its way out. But what a job of pursuit by Sioux Falls, though, because I tell you, when the play developed, Robert, I thought that Wiggins was going to be able to easily get outside and turn it up. And if he breaks the corner, it's 6.
You know, it looked like the corner was there. It looked like a touchdown. But you have to love the pursuit by USF. They just denied him the corner and stopped the play cold.
Snyder really did a good job on pursuit there. You know, I was watching after that play. He still hobbled a little bit, kind of limping on that ankle that he twisted a couple of plays ago. But he's got the heart of a lion, just went after it and said, hey, if I don't stop this man, it could be 6. So he just went after it and was able to haul Wiggins down.
Well, we talked a lot about the players. Chris Nickel, though, one of the keys in the offense for Western Washington, has just been incredible this year. 6'3", 195-pound senior Chris Nickel has really turned it on, and actually we've seen a couple of nice plays that he's been able to be a part of here in this drive.
You know, I asked the coach to describe Chris Snyder, the man that just made that tackle. Well, you're taking a look at Chris Nickel, the
CFA Offensive Player of the Year.
There you go. Those are heralded stats as well. I was talking with the coach about Chris Snyder. I said, give me one word to describe number 25, and he said, crazy.
Crazy. Crazy. Well, he was smart enough to get up off the field after he was hurt a few moments ago, come back in and make a great play. 2nd down, 4 to go. The ball is at about the 10-yard line. They turn, they're going to roll to the right side and throw the football. Erath with a lot of time. Oh, the hurdle out there and a stop, and holy smokes. What a play out there by Ray Smith, the 6'1", 205-pound senior, was a track star for about 2 seconds as he came out, hurdled, I believe, Ryan Wiggins, and made the sack on the quarterback. If we get a chance to see that one again, what a fantastic play by Smith as he just did it all right there as you get a good look at him coming back across the field. Smith with the probably the most athletic play of the game so far.
Most athletic play, and the coaches call him the toughest player on the squad. And when you play in South Dakota on ice, you've got to be tough.
Watch the hurdle coming up. Jumps right over the player, keeps his feet, and bam, right into the quarterback.
Not only was that a great play, you know, jumping over there and being able to make the hit, but really you got to get a lot of credit to the secondary. You got to, like we said before, those coverage sacks, because and the problem with that play, it all ran to the right-hand side. All the receivers were deep in the end zone on the right-hand side. Everybody clustered together. One defender could cover 2 or 3 guys there. There was nobody open. Everyone was all bunched together, and a great job by the defense covering all those wide receivers.
Well, there are 30 seconds to play. It is 3rd down and 7. And don't forget, the clock will stop on a 1st down. So all they need to pick up is 7 yards, and they'll get the stoppage of the clock, but they have no timeouts. Western Washington, that is, has no timeouts left here in the half.
I would say it's imperative that Western Washington punches it in before the half.
27 to 6, the score. 30 seconds. 7 yards for a 1st down, and they got about 12 for a touchdown. 2 split outs to the left side. Erath drops back the pass. A lot of pressure. The pass is in, and touchdown! Western Washington. Chris Nickel, the 6'3" senior we just showed in the CFA Player of the Year, comes through that time. The slant pattern, and they don't go for 7, they go for 6, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a TD, and no doubt about it. I'll tell you, Chris Nickel, you might be seeing him play in the NFL next season. He is a big-time player, and he showed his wares right on that.
Well, they strike quick after that. Let's take a look at the replay. Nice drop back pass again. Pretty good protection as they work the ball, and a slant throw right across the middle, and Nichols right on the money, knew where the end zone was, and fell right across the line.
Good coverage by the defense. Snyder was all over him that time.
The kick is up, and it is good. And so the Western Washington Gators puts the ball through the uprights, and what a big momentum, at least to go into the halftime with that score. 25 seconds to play, but now it's back to a 2-touchdown game, Robert. It's 27 to 13, and another fight back kind of battle going on out right now for Western Washington.
Yeah, it was imperative for them to punch it in, and they did just that. And Pat, you are correct. Erath put that ball where only Nickel could catch it, and Nickel had the guy bearing down, and he knew he was going to take a shot. He hung on, touchdown.
14 plays, 64 yards, 4 minutes and 6 seconds, the time of possession. Gamers the kick, the 12-yard touchdown pass, Erath to Nickel, and that's the difference. And I'll tell you what, now, I can't wait to see the actual halftime stats for time of possession. When we talked yesterday, or actually on Thursday with Western Washington, they wanted to control the ball. They said, if we control the clock, we're going to win this football game. Well, they have controlled the clock in big-time ways. Problem is they turn the ball over deep in their own territory, and it's a one-strike touchdown, a couple of big, long plays. So really, if you look at what's happened, it has been the Riggs and Gardner show. You take away that combo, and Western Washington's right in this football game. They may even be leading.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dave Rudder's right there as well.
So it's going to be a big thing that Western Washington does to stop the tight end reception and try to keep David Rudder in the backfield to come up. But right now, there's 25 seconds, and for Sioux Falls, as fast as they strike, that's plenty of time to put 6 more on the board.
Yeah, 16 seconds the last TD.
35, Gabers.
Gabers to kick off from the 35-yard line, and the wind blows the ball off the tee. Back deep for Sioux Falls is going to be Travis Krant.
You know, we mentioned that Western Washington, you know, we've been talking about how they like to control the ball. You know, 4:06 was their time of possession on their last drive, but 14 plays. These guys make a lot of plays. They don't just go for the deep strike right away. It's just bang, 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 bang. Just chop it on down the field.
The kick low, and it's a squib kick. It's going to bounce around, and it's going to be picked up and laid on right there by Mike Swenson at the 25-yard line.
Number 34, Mike.
And so that is where the Sioux Falls Vikings will take over, or Sioux Falls, excuse me, Cougars will take over at the 25-yard line. And they have a couple of options. They can go ahead and lay down on the football and go in with a 2-touchdown halftime lead. If I know them, they may turn around and try to throw the ball deep.
You know, the stat sheet glares at you right now. 15 first downs for Western Washington to 9 for USF, and the time of possession 20:59 to 8:36. If you were to look at those two stats, you'd think that Western Washington was up.
Stay with us. The Mullen Sports Media halftime will be coming your way in just a moment, as well as the halftime stats for Mullen Sports Media. Right now, we've got the NAIA Division II National Football Championship halfway over, and it's the Sioux Falls Cougars leading the Western Washington Vikings by a score of 27-13. Stay with us. Halftime stats and talking about it coming up next. Don't go away.
All right, guys, we're back. It's halftime. We're with coach of Sioux Falls. It's Bob Young. Talk to me. Good first half for you guys. What do you need to do in the second half to hang on and win?
Well, I think you can see both teams are doing a good job offensively, and I think, you know, it's going to be a matter of we have to figure out ways of continuing to score. We obviously came up with some big plays, a turnover and so forth that helped us, but Western Washington is a long ways from being out of it. I think, you know, they're going to do some adjustments, I'm sure, at halftime that, you know, we have to then counteract to that kind of adjustment. And sometimes that, you know, we're doing things pretty well offensively. I think we, you know, defensively, we've been playing pretty well, pretty consistent. But it's going to be one of those games that you know, you can tell there's a lot of firepower out there.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Let you get back to your team at locker room. Good luck second half.
Thank you.
All righty, thanks a lot, Eric. We've got a lot of great things going on at halftime. Right now, the Hardin County High School Band is on the field. But you heard from Coach Young, and I tell you what now, Robert, he's definitely got to be pleased and happy with what's transpired so far with his ball club.
You know, he has to love, especially they gave up the quick touchdown to go down 6-zip. He has to like that his prolific offense came right back and put up some big points and some big plays.
That has been the key, and I really think Western Washington, they're going to have to come back. I'm wondering what adjustments they're going to make at halftime, but I think what they're going to have to do is just keep going to the air, keep going to nickel, and he's been their big play man so far. Wiggins has not really been able to do much on the field. Seems like the only time that Wiggins gets any yards is when they're expecting a pass play and they run that draw. He's able to sneak one through the middle.
That's exactly right. They're probably looking for nickel to have a big quarter.
He's going to need a big quarter, and I tell you right now, they're going to need a big quarter out of Erath and Wiggins, and there's going to be a few other players that have to have a big quarter. And I tell you right now, part of the big quarter is going to have to come from the defense.
That's exactly right. They're going to have to step up their defensive pressure. They're going to have to find the ways to stop those tight ends across the middle. They've been running, it looks like they've been running around Shiloh National Battlefield all game long. And those big plays to the tight ends have been opening up the offensive runs for Rudder.
That's true. Rudder, he's had a great game. We've talked about Riggs and all the rest of the Sioux Falls guys, but Rudder, he has really come up with some big plays of his own. He's the big back. He's come through, and they haven't been going to him over and over again. He had one series where he had like 3 or 4 plays where he was the key man, but the biggest one was that 16-second drive, that one-play deal where he took the screen pass all the way in for a long score.
All right, we are at halftime. There is the band going on, but right now I believe that Eric is back on the sidelines, and he's found a president, I believe. Eric, you got a president down there with you?
Sure do. We're lucky to have the Western Washington president, Dr. Karen Morris. Welcome to West Tennessee, and tell us about your impressions of the first half with your team.
Well, I had hoped we would be in a better position than we are right now. Sioux Falls is a fine team offensively. We've got to play better defensively. And we've got to come back, and just like we did right at the end of the half. We've been behind before, so we'll just have to go after it.
For the folks who have never visited your school in Bellingham, tell us a little bit about Western Washington.
Western Washington University is a state regional university. It is has about 11,200 students. Its campus is in Bellingham, Washington, right on Puget Sound. I can look out and we can see the San Juan Islands. We have very high caliber students and faculty. Our freshman class has an entering average grade point of over 3.5. So we're very proud of our academic program and the fact that these athletes are students first, and then they enjoy athletics as well.
I was told actually before the game that your student athletes actually have about the same grade point average as the student body. You got to be really proud of that.
We are. We have a good graduation rate for our athletes. They have the same, about the same grade point as our student body, and they go to class by themselves. So.
Okay. Well, good luck to your team and your school in the second half, and thank you for being here with us. And we're going to kick this one to a break here on the NAIA National Championship Network. All right, we are back at halftime of this 27-13 game. I am with the president of Sioux Falls University, Dr. Tom Johnson. Great first half for your guys. Talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's an exciting first half. We're really happy with the score. Both the offense and the defense have played really well, and they're mixing up their plays. But it's never over until it's over, and we got 30 minutes to go. So they're a tough team, Western Washington is.
You got that right. Let's talk about your school a little bit, the pride of South Dakota, really. And you're here, and here's your chance to tell everybody about.
Well, the University of Sioux Falls is an exciting place. It's a small school. We have about 1,000 students compared to maybe 11,000 for Western Washington, but quality is what counts. We've got a great staff, a great faculty, and a wonderful student body, and a whole bunch of them came down here for the game today, even though it took them traveling all night and staying a couple of days, and just an exciting campus to be a part of. We're glad to be here representing South Dakota and the SDIC.
Of course, a smaller school like yours, that gives a chance for one-on-one work with the teachers to the students. That's got to be a good thing.
That's right. The faculty can spend extra time with the students. The students can always drop into an office and know the faculty member is going to be there. And we try to do special things for the students, take them on trips. The choir and the band are going over to Vienna and Prague in January, spend 2 weeks touring over there, playing their music, singing, and experiencing another culture. And I think that's one of the exciting things about a small college.
Well, thank you very much for being here, and welcome again to West Tennessee and Hardin County. And we're going to kick this one again to a break with the score 27-13 here on the NAIA National Championship Network. Go Cougars!
And we are back here at halftime. The statistics that we have, it's kind of interesting because if you look at them in one respect, at time of possession, 9 minutes and 1 second for the University of Sioux Falls, 20 minutes and 59 seconds, almost 21 minutes for Western Washington. You'd think the score might be the other way, but 27-13 because of, look at that, offensive plays and yardage. 258 total offense for Sioux Falls to 190 for Western Washington. Robert, it's the tail of the tape.
You know, it's been said before that the time of possession stat is like almost the most useless stat you can ever even look at. And this case in point, 20:59 to 9. But it only takes 16 seconds for a 16-second touchdown drive.
Well, and one of the big stats, too, Pat, that really glares is that one turnover by Western Washington deep in their own territory, and it resulted in a touchdown for Sioux Falls.
That certainly is. You know, if they don't have that touchdown, then Western Washington is I mean, they're not out of the game, but they're definitely within a little bit closer reach there. And we talked before about these teams, they like to do their thing, and mistakes can be the key, because both these teams are so good at doing all kinds of things. They're so good at running, they're so good at passing, they're so good at defense. It all comes down to the mistakes. Whoever makes the first mistake, the other team can capitalize, and that'll always end up in more points on the board.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, when you get the championship games at any level, I'm talking Pee Wee, high school, university level, it all comes down to who wants the game the most. You know, you get the swarming tackles, you get the gang tackles, and then subsequently you get turnovers. And if you can get points off of those turnovers, time of possession, you just throw that out the window.
One other thing that's kind of interesting, both these teams are playing a very clean game. Both only have 2 penalties, and they're very close as far as yardage that they've lost. Western Washington, they've had 2 penalties for 20 yards, while USF is 2 penalties for only 25 yards. The referees have kept the hankies in the pockets today, Robert.
That's exactly right. In fact, on that nice no call in the end zone, you saw the official think about it. He went with the right hand, but said, "Nah, let's let the kids play."
Yeah, it was awfully close to the sideline on that play, and he just decided to rule it. It was a ball that could not have been caught and brought in bounds.
Do you think that was like incidental contact, or do you think that the ball was uncatchable?
No, well, I think both guys were going for it, and the ball was also a little bit out of bounds, so it was pretty much just a, you know, no one was going to catch it deal.
Yeah, well, that was an excellent no call by a very talented officiating crew.
Well, we are at halftime. The score 27-13, and it is the University of Sioux Falls that is in complete command so far. They really have been in complete command. Let's go back down to the field and Eric Waddell.
Thanks a lot, guys. We're with Jerry Hunt of Team Hardin County. Jerry, let's talk a little bit about what Hardin County has done to make the NAIA welcome here.
Well, this game that these teams are playing in, national championship event, is something those guys are going to remember the rest of their lives. And it's been Team Hardin County's intent to add value to that experience by providing Southern hospitality and a facility in which they'd be proud to play, so that they'll remember this the rest of their lives as a good experience.
Jerry, you guys want to make this a permanent event here, so you're putting out your best foot first, huh?
We're putting out our best foot first, and I think we've done a good job. In an interview this morning, Western Washington mother was asked if she had been provided with Southern hospitality since she had been here, and she said no. I have been treated royally since I've been here. So I think that speaks well for the citizens of Hardin County and the West Tennessee and what they've done to accommodate these teams and fans.
Well, let's talk about some of the things, the things on site. Beautiful new press box. The field is nice, great shape. Talk about what you guys had to do to get the NAIA here.
Well, naturally, we had to do something to uplift and new facelift on this field by the press box, 120-foot press box. We had to add approximately 1,000 new seats, and I think you see they are filled today, and we're very proud to have all of these fans in here today.
Well, we certainly appreciate you being here with us today, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take it back to a commercial as we let you know that the score is Sioux Falls 27-13, and let's go to a commercial.
And we are back. The NAIA Rumble on the River is here at Jim Carroll Stadium in Savannah, Tennessee. And Pat, I tell you what, they talked a little bit when we were listening to about the Team Hardin County about the Southern hospitality. It has been royal hospitality really here so far. The people of Savannah, Tennessee, and the people of Hardin County, the banquet that we had last night that was for the players that they got out, they had a chance to, you know, it's not like two teams that like hate each other's guts that are just in reality out to beat each other up. This is the philosophy of the NAIA, and Robert, you've been around the NAIA for a long time, is about education, it's about teamwork, it's about sportsmanship. And last night at the banquet, when we saw both of these two teams that are fighting so fiercely today on the gridiron sit down side by side, alternating play, you know, Sioux Falls and Western Washington, and sitting down, eating some ribs together and having a great time. I tell you, it was nice to see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie and understand the real philosophy and the real push behind what the NAIA stands for, because it's the student athletes first and foremost.
That's exactly right. You know, the hands-on approach by the coaches and the student athlete going first. And I'll tell you something, that's what makes the NAIA so special. In fact, last night, the operative word, what you were saying, were the ribs. Those ribs were outstanding. In fact, Hardin County, when they were bidding to get the NAIA championship game here in Hardin County, they were in negotiations. There were other people involved. So what they did is they FedExed some ribs and sauce to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to the NAIA office. And I guess 2 days later, they called and said, we need to talk.
I tell you what, guys, as we get a shot of us up here in the booth, the ribs were good last night.
Those ribs were good.
And Robert, we are a couple of folks that are experts on ribs, are we not?
I'll tell you something. That's right. The rib cage. In fact, you know, I was blessed with the opportunity to call the NAIA national championship game at the Mabee Center between Georgetown and Oklahoma City. In fact, hopefully the NAIA Championship Network will be doing that again this March 24th at the Mabee. And people around the country equate the NAIA with the basketball championship. But this afternoon in Tennessee, they're finding out that these young men in the NAIA can play some hard-nosed football. Let me tell you something. We're in Hardin County, and they're hitting hard. Count on it.
That's exactly right, and we are just about a minute away from the kickoff here of the second half, and as they are out, the captains at the midfield stripe, Sioux Falls will be receiving the ball to start the second half, and so it's a big-time deal for Western Washington, as they're going to have to play defense first.
Both teams coming onto the field now as we're just about ready to wind down things, and we're going to go ahead and toss things down to Eric Waddell down on the sidelines. Eric?
Guys, we were with Lynn Adams, who is, of course, with the NAIA. Let's just talk for a minute about the mission of the NAIA. Why are you an organization?
Well, we're an organization that allows our 400 institutions to compete in intercollegiate athletics, and it gives them an opportunity to do it and also get a good education. And we believe that the student athlete is the most important thing of our association, and we're doing everything we can to make their experience in college a great experience.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess we got to get ready to get back for the second half, but let's kick it back to Jeff in the box.
And on the sidelines, we have with the coach, Eric Waddell.
35, Wade Gabers.
Thank you.
And we are set. The kickoff squib down. It is going to be picked up in there by Sioux Falls, and that is Mike Swinson. Works his way back up to the 40-yard line, and so Sioux Falls will start off with good field position to start the second half.
Number 34, Mike Swinson.
Good field position, I think. is again a key for Sioux Falls. You know, they like to get down and score quickly. They like to get that big play, and that's one thing that Western Washington really should have tried to prevent there. They've got a great kicker there. We should have seen him kick it deep, I would think, but Sioux Falls now in definite position to try and put some more points on the board.
Under center, it is going to be Curtis Riggs. I formation, they hand the ball to the fullback, Westbrook. The first time he's been able to carry the football today, and he picks up a couple of yards across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. So Lamar Westbrook, a 5'7", 215-pound senior, rambles down toward the 42-yard line for a gain of 2, brings up 2nd down and 8. So, Robert, kind of a little twist right off the bat.
You know, it's a twist, but it might be a blueprint for success for USF, because they're probably thinking ball possession, run the ball, they have the lead, maybe play it safe, but then maybe that could backfire on them as well.
Back to passes, Riggs. The southpaw puts it right in the hands of Gardner. Gardner rambles across midfield, and it's a first down for USF. And again, it's Jeremy Gardner, the 6'3", 240-pound senior, just putting the lumber right toward the middle, and he rolls for a big pickup. The ball now to about the 46-yard line.
You know, Gardner, he was sitting there ready to catch the ball, and waiting for him was the linebacker Tim Hansen for WWU, but you know, Gardner just kind of swatted him off like a flea there and just ran right through him for an extra about 5-yard pickup.
4 carries, 111 yards reception-wise for Gardner before that pickup. So Gardner well on his way to a huge day. The handoff again to Westbrook across the 43-yard line, down close to the 42. We'll see where they mark it. But now trying to mix things up. Reuter and Westbrook now all both in on the action.
Yeah, right off the bat, going over the middle to Jeremy Gardner. The Jeremy Gardner mini-series continues here at Hardin County.
Gardner now 5 catches, 123 yards. So he is definitely rumbling up some numbers. 13:24 to play in the 3rd quarter. 27-13 just underway. They blitz a linebacker, and the handoff goes to Reuter, I believe, up to the left side.
Yeah, that's great interior line blocking, picking up the blitz, finding the crease. USF coming out to control the ball and control the clock as well, it appears.
Really, like you said, great job blocking that time, because that blitzing linebacker was running right to where the hole was intended to be for Reuter there. Reuter actually kind of did a little step to the left there, found a different hole.
That's exactly right, a combination of good blocking and good running as well.
3rd down. Call it about 6. Riggs is going to drop back, fake to the left, goes right back over the middle, and a diving catch by Gardner, and man, he is on fire.
You know, they're double covering Gardner that time. Both the linebacker that would be Hansen was there, and also Bloom coming up from the free safety position. Both guys covering Gardner there. Still, they throw the ball to him, and he gets it for another first down.
Jeremy Gardner really coming through big time. It's unreal. Who is this guy?
He is chasing Riggs for that offensive MVP award there.
He's chasing with, and plus his 19 yards per catch average, he's like ballooned that big time.
Split out to the left and right. They fake it, and then they throw it again, and the pass is complete to the left side. It goes to Cran, and Cran is knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Another big pickup for Sioux Falls. 1st and goal to go at the 9-yard line.
We talked earlier about how Western Washington was doing a great job of covering the wide receivers, but that seems to be breaking down a little bit here. Cran wide open on the sidelines. They really seem to bite that fake. Let's take a look at the replay right here. You see that Riggs does a quick little pump fake to the outside. That really opened things up for Grant. And Grant wide open on the sidelines for another great pass play and a first down.
First down, goal to goal, the ball at the 9-yard line. The lone setback is David Reuter. He's going to get the pitch, works his way to the outside. There's some man in front of him. Let's see if he breaks a tackle to the 5, and he does work his way for about 4-yard lines. But a nice job as Reuter works his way out and is able to cut back across the grain to get positive yards.
Yeah, and the offensive line for USF really starting to dominate and take over the line of scrimmage at the point of attack. This is basically my man's better than your man, and they're stuffing it down their throat.
11 minutes, 51 seconds to play, 3rd quarter now, and it is Sioux Falls that has come out of the locker room with the fire, and they are working their way down the drive that started down at about the 30-yard line. Double splits to the right and left now as they go back to pass. Riggs, the pass is caught, and touchdown! Kalen DeVore with the little swing to the left, and another 6 for the Sioux Falls team. And I tell you what, the It almost looks like the Vikings out there, purple people eaters, and that's what they are doing right now with the Vikings, is just the purple is eating them up. And they now have a lead 33-13 as we get a look at the nice little replay. Just a little swing pass to the outside, and DeBear just puts it right in the across the goal line for 6.
Yeah, Jeff, you said it. They split out wide receivers, dual wide receivers, both sides of the field, brought Kalen DeBoer underneath, and the prolific pass receiver has finally joined the scoring party in Hardin County.
And the score is good on the extra point, 34-13. The score now, the lead is building for Sioux Falls. A timeout. We'll be back with the NAIA National Championship right after this. And we are back. A nice drive, 8 plays, 59 yards, Pat.
That's right, and again, it only took 3 minutes and 26 seconds for USF to get some more points on the board. The play was a 5-yard touchdown pass from Riggs to DeBoer, and then, of course, the point after touchdown was made. It was good by Kuiper.
And so the lead is building, and Robert, what is going to happen? Can Western Washington stop this avalanche of Sioux Falls?
Certainly they can, because they're in the championship game, and obviously they have the heart of champions coming off a big win last week. But it's going to have to start with defense. They're going to have to stop this team, to stop the bleeding, else anything they score is not going to even count.
11 minutes, 30 seconds to play. 34-13. It's the third quarter. And it has just been, it's been all Sioux Falls. And, you know, we talked earlier coming in, you know, this could go either way. There was so much and so much power that we saw in Sioux Falls. But I still think that Western Washington has the capability of making a comeback of this kind. And I don't think that you can rule them out at this point by any stretch of the imagination. The conference that they play in and the way that they have fought back with an overtime game already in the playoffs and a couple of late comebacks, this team is not out of it, so Western Washington fans don't turn off the set yet. It is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
That's exactly right. And the head coach, Rob Smith, is a fiery guy. He basically saved this program from extinction 10 years ago. And I'm sure that his players still believe that they have a shot at it, and they're going to be some hard-nosed football still to come.
And again, the ball blows off the tee, and so we're going to get a holder come over. It's going to be Ricky Cottrell to hold the ball on the tee for the place kicker.
Jeff, you have to love that. You know, early on we thought that it was going to be snowing and snow weather would be a big factor. The only weather factor so far is the ball being blown off the tee. I guess that's good news.
Well, the kick, it's a short one, but as they worried about it, it's going to be picked up at the 36-yard line, so it'll be good field position as McGowan takes it right up the middle. But a fumble, and let's see who actually is going to come out with the football as it was skirting around, and I believe Western Washington will get it. Well, we didn't get a chance to talk to the Western Washington coach before at the end of the half, so let's go down to Eric. And Eric, you did. What do you have to say?
I'll tell you, the biggest thing they talked about at halftime was trying to get their defense to play a little bit better team-style defense. Some guys running off on an individual basis. Maybe they have, or maybe they have not quite solved the problem yet, as they just gave up another score. And the offense gave the team a big lift, though, going into halftime, driving for that touchdown. Back to you guys in the booth, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, Eric. We appreciate that. Let's see how the O can do right now if they can capitalize on their last drive. I formation for Darren Erath, the quarterback for Western Washington. Turns, hands the ball off to Wiggins. Just a power move, and he's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, pick up maybe a yard of positive yardage as he has to work his way right across. Big-time situation with the linebackers in the line for the Sioux Falls. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks as we look at both Darren Erath and Curtis Wiggs. The comparison that you have there, the long 64 to Riggs, the long 17 by Erath, but 121s to 290 yards. Right now, Curtis Riggs is winning that quarterback comparison, and right now, Sioux Falls is winning the football game. Erath back to pass, has some pressure. He's going to have to roll out, being chased by Dumke. He's going to work his way to the 40, and he's going to step out of bounds after a gain of about a yard. But great coverage downfield, Pat. Again, another one of those. It wasn't necessarily a coverage sack, but it was a great job of coverage to keep any big play from happening.
Certainly was. Good pursuit. Koch was hot on Erath's heels there, and he actually probably would have got him for a loss there if it wasn't for a great block by Nickel coming up, trying to give him that extra 2-yard push there.
Yeah, Dumke's quite a player. You know, 100 coming into today's contest, 185 career tackles. This season, 7 sacks. He can play the run. He can play the pass. He is truly a player.
10:41 to play, third quarter, 34-13. The shotgun now as it's 3rd and long for the Vikings. Good snap. Protection is falling, but it breaks away as Erath, and he is not going to be able to find anyone downfield. Chased out of bounds for a loss, and on the sack, if you would call it, Brian Koch with a great pursuit from the backside. Erath loses on the yard, and it's 4th down punting situation for Western Washington. Not what they wanted, Robert.
You know, if you're going to call that a sack, you might as well just call it a coverage sack, because that's exactly what it was. He had nowhere to go, but you have to take your hat off. Darren Erath, what a player, a real gamer. He just keeps running and rolling and looking, and good things can happen when the ball's in your hand.
There was good protection down by the secondary, but also he didn't really have much time to look downfield because the pressure was certainly on.
Nice snap. Kick is up. Good high kick. Fair catch being called for out there by Travis Krant. And so another time, really pretty good field position just inside the 40-yard line. A timeout on the field with 10 minutes, 24 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter of play. The score is Sioux Falls 34, Western Washington 13. This is the NAIA Division II National Championship. 10:24 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and it is Sioux Falls with a big lead. And now the football as they try to build on it. The ball is at the 38-yard line. And it has been, so far, all Curtis Riggs. We talked about what he had, the numbers that he had already, over almost 300 yards in passing, 290. And he's going to be building on that. Rolling out, bootlegs it back, and he's looking for somebody. Gets it out. It's complete to his tight end, Mike Nelson, who turns it upfield near a 1st down. And I tell you right now, Robert, the one thing that you guys say about these tight ends for Sioux Falls, when they catch the ball, they turn around. It's like looking at Jay Novacek all over the field. They turn around and move it straight up the field and do a great job of running after the catch.
Yeah, a little Novacek, a little Mark Bavaro action as well. They are really hard to bring down. You have to love that. And this is all because they are double teaming the wide receivers, and it's opening up those tight ends across the middle.
Pickup of, it looks like about 8 on the play, as the officials will have a conference to, I think the scoreboard shows 2nd down and 10, but it's nowhere near that. So we get a stoppage of play, an official's timeout. But with 9:46 to play, we talked about the Sioux Falls team. Let's just look at, for a fact, real quick, at what they've done this year. 8 of their games coming into this, over 50 points. I don't think any team anywhere in the entire world has done that this year. I'm talking from any level, from Pee Wee football up. I mean, that is just a remarkable feat. 8 games, over 50 points. But here's the even more remarkable, in my opinion. Only 2 home games this year. This is only the 2nd or the 3rd time this year that Sioux Falls has been able to wear their home jerseys, because almost all of their games have been on the road. So they're not only piling up the points, they're doing it on somebody else's backyard.
Yeah, that's exactly, I mean, you have to call Sioux Falls a team of destiny. Last season, they went undefeated, 11-0, lost in the 2nd round to a team they should have beat. And they followed up with another undefeated season. A lot of seniors on this ball club. I guess from that loss last season, they were thinking, hey, we're going to take care of business, and they certainly did. In fact, they even avenged the loss to the team that knocked them out last season, and they are taking care of business, and they're on their way to a national championship.
2nd down and a couple. Sioux Falls with the ball short of the 50-yard line. They turn, it's a reverse. They pitch it outside to DeBoer. DeBoer's got blockers in front of him, and he has got some running room. He's at the 30-yard line. He's got 2 to beat. He cuts back at the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. Holy smoke, carrying the ball with a big run. The reverse goes for 55 yards, and man, is that a nail I hear being driven.
It sounds like it, and that could be also the play of the game. I know there's been some great ones, but you have to love the receiver reverse going all the way. Back-to-back touchdowns by the heralded All-American.
Let's take another look at this one. This one was pretty, I tell you right now. The fans are loving it, and I tell you, a big play like this really hurts, and Western Washington's going to have to pick themselves up off of this one.
Nice counter move there. They had everybody moving left, and then they pitched it to DeBoer going right. The only man that really had a chance of stopping him was Isaac Bloom, the free safety, coming back, and really he had enough blockers out in front of him that there was just no stopping DeBoer.
Yeah, it was that heads-up cutback that got him in the end zone. You have to love that touchdown.
Offsides is called against on the point after Western Washington. So we'll see if they either accept it and move them in about a half a yard, or if they'll just refuse it. And that's exactly what they'll do. You get set, you get used to that little snap and kick. I mean, there's no reason to scoot in any farther on that when you're trying for a point after touchdown. But, I mean, that is just such a big call by Coach Bob Young. He's thinking not of running the score up, but of kind of deflating the Vikings of Western Washington. And when you can score so quickly like that, that just lifts your team up, and it deflates the other team as the point after touchdown is good. With 9 minutes and 48 seconds to play here in the third quarter, it is Sioux Falls 41, Western Washington 13. We'll take a timeout and come back to Savannah, Tennessee, the Rumble on the River in the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. Talk about quickness and talk about not wasting any time, Pat, the scoring drive.
It's been the story of the game over and over again. They didn't beat their record of 16 seconds, or their record for the game. That time, the drive took only 36 seconds for USF. 2 plays, 62 yards. It was a 54-yard touchdown run by DeBoer. That was the big story there. Point after again by Kuiper was good.
Yeah, DeBoer, you have to love this wide receiver. He holds a school record in TDs, yards, and receptions, and I think he's showing people around the country right now what he is all about. But, you know, it took him a while to join the party.
That's right. Average scoring drive, by the way, guys, 2.5 minutes. Just flat, fast. Kick is off. It's going to be fielded. Actually, it's going to land at the 25 and will be picked up. And that is going to be carrying the ball, Wiggins, and he's going to work his way out to the left, and he's going to pick up about a couple of yards across the 20 to the 21-yard line, and that is where Western Washington will begin.
Great pursuit that time by the special teams, the kicking team for University of Sioux Falls. Wiggins had plenty of room and plenty of time after he picked up that ball to make something happen, but still coming flying down the sideline for University of Sioux Falls was Justin Jacobs. He's one of the backup defensive linemen, and he made a great hit on Wiggins to stop him at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10. The ball is at about the 21. Lone setback is Wiggins. Back to pass is going to be Erath as he works his way to the left. The pass is out incomplete, and oh man, nice catch on the outside by Mario Casello. And nice pickup that time as he worked his way hard back, and he's going to be at the 32, and that should be enough for a first down.
The thing that impressed me on that one was that Erath, he got smashed that time by Koch on that play. He just got flat out leveled, still hung in there through the pass, did a great job.
Let's go down to the field real quick for Eric. Eric, what's going on?
Enjoy a little bit of catfish while you guys are working really hard. Savannah and Hardin County, of course, the national headquarters of catfish. The national championship will be held in July. So, guys, while you excuse me, I've got some catfish and the play goes on.
Okay, thanks a lot, Eric, and don't eat too much now. They hand the ball off to Ryan Wiggins, and he is finding absolutely no running room whatsoever off on the left-hand side. And again, that is Travis Dumke. And I tell you what, Travis Dumke making a name for himself out there today, along with Chris Snyder defensively for Western Washington, or for Sioux Falls. There's no running on the right side.
Yeah, you know, Travis Dumke's definitely thrown his hat in the ring for defensive player of the game. No doubt about that. Eric, our man on the sidelines, eating a little catfish, but he's sporting those nice gloves in the cold weather, so he's doing okay.
All right. 2nd down. They turn, fake, and throw the ball deep. Has a man open, the pass to Casello. He's caught it at the 15, 20, down to the 10-yard line, makes a cut, and falls out of bounds at the 10-yard line. But what a strike. Darren Erath turns right around, hits Casello all the way down to the 10-yard line. Great coverage to stop a touchdown, but a nice strike. And I tell you what did I say? Don't count them out. And I tell you, with 8:28 to play, 41-13 is not too big. Let's take a look at the replay, Pat.
Beautiful job here by Erath. He kind of did the old pump fake there, stepped up in the pocket, and that hitch and go was played to perfection there. And Casillo was wide open downfield. The defense really drew in on that pump fake, and that's what made that play happen.
1st down, goal to go, the ball at the 10-yard line. Wiggins is the lone setback, 2 splits to the left, and it looks like we've got a tight end, or a tackle actually, jumping off sides for Western Washington. And just when the strike comes out, and it looks to be a good opportunity, the gun goes off and hits yourself in the foot, and that hurts right there. Backs you up 5. It's not a death penalty, but it takes you out of 1st and goal from the 10. That is not good news, Robert.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you about that long pass reception. Mario Casello, He was a very highly recruited kind of a blue chip athlete out of high school, and he had a game this season, 13 grabs, 155 yards with 2 TDs. So he is small, but he's big.
Quick strike offense as well on the Western Washington side. 8:28 to play, 41-13 our score. Western Washington, the Vikings, the quick throw goes to Casello. Casello back to the 10-yard line, so we picks up the 5 that was lost on first down after the penalty. We'll bring up second down and goal to go at the 10-yard line.
Except for that big play that Casello took down for so many yards there, other than that, it seems like the short passing game has been the most effective way for Western Washington to move the ball, like we saw in that play right there. Just chip away at it 5 yards at a time, a little bit here, a little bit there, and that gets them right back to the original line of scrimmage there, so that'll be 2nd and 10 on the 10-yard line.
We are under 8 minutes in the third quarter now. The sun's starting to set here in Hardin County, Tennessee. So it is working its way down. Back to pass. Erath under pressure is having to roll to his left. Now back to his right. Throws the ball, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. And that is going to be a penalty. Let's see what happens here. Is it going to be an intentional grounding, or is it going to be a roughing? Because he took a hard hit after he threw the football.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
And intentional grounding is going to be the call. So not only are they going to lose the yards, but they're going to lose the down too. And I tell you right now, that is all on the front side of the Sioux Falls line, as Dumke, Hunt, and Koch and Mosier, all 4 were chasing Darren Erath all over the backfield.
Dumke put a hit on Erath. He came out looking out of his ear hole, and to add insult to injury, intentional grounding.
You know, we talked before about how the early in the game when Erath had to scramble, his receivers did a good job of coming back to him to get the ball. This time they didn't. He went rolling to the far side. All the receivers were caught on the other side of the field. He was looking up, hoping to find one of those guys downfield as he threw it out of bounds, but they were all stuck on the wrong side of the field. That's why he got the intentional grounding. There was no one in the area of where the pass was thrown.
It is 3rd down now and 32 yards. Man goes in motion. That is going to be Williamson. He's been in motion all day. Back to pass. Erath throws the ball outside. It's going to be complete to Wiggins, but he is brought down immediately, and a great play is going to be in there. It's going to be Chuck Morrill. The safety is 6'3", 210-pound senior, all over the reception by Wiggins, Robert.
You know, a great story by Chuck Morrill. I'll tell you, he had a devastating injury. Let's take a look at this. With a 5-step drop over to the flat to Morrill. He thinks he's got something there, but all he has is a face full of face mask, the opponent's face mask. You know, I'll tell you, he had a devastating injury. Could have been a career-ending injury. The SID called his recovery amazing and remarkable. Even lucky to be in this game today.
6 minutes, 57 seconds left in the third. And it is 4th down, and Western Washington doesn't have a choice. They have to go for it. They throw the ball deep, and it is going to be incomplete off the fingertips of, I believe that is Nickel, the intended receiver. And 4th down, the ball will turn over to Sioux Falls. So what a big stand that time for the Sioux Falls team as they come out. And after a 1st and goal situation, they turned up the heat, and they get the ball on downs.
Yeah, little self-destruction action going in reverse.
Great job of the defense there. Both Snyder and Porter, the defensive backs, double teaming on Nickel there. And, I mean, they're just all over him. There's no way that ball was going to get in his hands.
So Sioux Falls continuing to try to put the pressure on. They are only a touchdown and a field goal away from breaking that 50-point barrier again.
Yeah. In fact,
for the 9th time this year.
I'd say it's time for maybe a flea flicker.
If we've always seen so far today. Nobody in the backfield, so it's going to be a pass. Pressure is going to be applied to Riggs, and he is going to be sacked. So finally, some pressure gets to Riggs, and he goes down at about the 25-yard line. Nice pursuit in there by Rohrabaugh.
You know, and right there you see exactly what Curtis Riggs is all about. The guy is the man in the pocket. You get him outside the pocket, and he's kind of an average player with the 5'1", 40 foot speed. Tracked him down.
Curtis Riggs, 16 of 20, 298 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean,
did I just say average player?
No, I'm telling you, this is average if you're playing in the galaxy of superstars. This guy has been out of this world. Dropping back to pass again, pressure. looking, throws the ball ahead, and almost intercepted, and we're going to get, I believe, an offensive pass interference. Let's just see what the call is that time. The pass intended for Mike Nelson. He ran smack dab over a Western Washington player.
Yeah, he truly did. He pushed him down and said, no, that ball's mine. Get down.
So the offensive pass interference will back it up. So I tell you, after the defensive stand from Sioux Falls, Western Washington has come out, and they have shown some things as well as they have put the hammer to them. Here's a look at this again. Look at this. Watch him just push him down.
Nice savvy in the pocket by Riggs. Throws it down defensive, does a little WWF action right there.
That's one thing that we talked about very early on in the game. Western Washington thought if they could get some pressure on Riggs, then they'd be in good shape defensively. When they do get some pressure on him, he's not very fast, and when the defensive secondary is covering the wide receivers, that's when he has trouble. The problem is they haven't been able to get in and get that much pressure regularly on Riggs.
Under 6 minutes left in the third quarter here. The man in motion is DeBoer, and back to pass is Riggs. Throws, and it is complete, and it will be for a first down. Holy smokes. The pass to Josh Harrington on the money, and a great job of Harrington to go up and fight for the football and maintain possession, as it was, I believe, Mike Williams fighting against him to try to make the defensive stop, but just a perfectly thrown pass, and that puts Riggs over 300 yards, Pat.
You know, it looked to me like Williams was almost surprised that the ball was even thrown right there, because the coverage was good. He was right on his man, and he was surprised that he even threw the ball in there, and it was like, oh my gosh, I guess I better tackle this guy.
Yeah, that was nice needle work by Riggs. Really threaded that in there. In fact, Riggs played defense his first 2 years. He brings that defensive savvy. He knows how to call the plays at the line of scrimmage.
5.5 to play. They hand the ball off, and it goes to the fullback, Lamar Westbrook. And Westbrook bounds to the right side, and not much going, but you almost have to hand it off every once in a while just to at least try to keep the defensive line honest as well.
Second down.
Picks up, it looks like about 3 on the play, and will bring up second down and 7. The ball 3 yards shy of the 50-yard line at the 47-yard line of Sioux Falls.
You know, Jeff, Sioux Falls, so far over the course of this year, they gave up an average, about 14 points per game in the regular season. Well, today they've only given up 13, and the key is that they didn't give it up in the red zone there on that last drive of Western Washington.
The handoff goes out to Reuter, actually the pitch. He crosses midfield, will be short of the first down, and it'll bring up a third down situation, an opportunity that Western Washington welcomes because it's actually a chance to try and see if they can stop the Sioux Falls powerhouse offense.
You know, yeah, it's a great chance for a stop, but I'll tell you something. You have to take your hats off to Bob Young, USF head coach and the offensive coordinator, for calling such an outstanding game, a stellar, it would be a better word for it, because, you know, every time they get a chance to maybe just like play it safe, they air it out. So look for a little airtime on this play.
Man in the slot goes in motion is Mike Nelson. They're going to turn, hand the ball off. It goes to Reuter on the outside. If he needs to break a tackle, he gets it. Does have the first down to the outside. Crosses the 45 down near the 43-yard line before he's finally knocked out of bounds, and they're going to mark it, I believe, at the 42. So a nice pickup. Hanson on the stop, and I'll tell you right now, I thought that Pat, they had him in the backfield, but he made a great cut on the field.
Yeah, really, Hanson had him dead to rights for at least a stop at the line of scrimmage. It did slow him up enough for some help to come across there, but Reuter was able to fall forward and actually get positive yardage out of that, but Hanson really should have had him.
And Reuter's a sophomore. I mean, guys, we've been talking about the senior leadership on both sides, and Reuter is he's back for a couple of more years. The pass swung outside to DeBoer, crosses the 35, fights forward, and I believe he's got enough for another first down, guys.
You know, the way they're playing right now, USF, that is, you would think they're down by 3 touchdowns. I'll tell you something, this team is very talented, has a lot of senior leadership, but it's all under Bob Young. He is the man that put this program together. He is a graduate of USF. He played there in the early 60s himself. He was the most valuable player. I played offensive line and tackle, so talk about a dream come true for a coach. To play on a team, come back and coach it to maybe a national championship, couldn't get any better than that.
Second down and a yard. It's a short yard. They turn, fake the handoff. They're going to throw the football. Riggs under pressure, though, gets it off, and it is complete out of the left flat to DeBoer, and it is going to be enough for another first down to the 22.5, 23-yard line. And you talk about the success of this program here at Sioux Falls. And we had a chance to talk to the coach about this the other day. 3 years ago, back in 1993, this team, believe it or not, was 2-8. I mean, they were struggling.
One of the reasons that they've done so well, though, is that most of the kids that were starting for that team were freshmen. They had a big freshman class. Well, those guys, my friends, are seniors this year, and they are ready to be winning some ball games instead of losing like they did 3 years ago.
2:35 in the third, and again, under pressure is going to be Riggs. He's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line on the stop. It's going to be Tim Hansen, the 6'1 senior, 200-pound linebacker in there. And now Western Washington starting to do a lot of blitzing, guys. Is it starting to get too little too late, though? 41-13 with 2:16 to play, third quarter. They've got to make a stop here, and they've got to strike quick. Second down. Call it 15 yards to go as it's just short of the 30-yard line. They are in Western Washington territory.
Second and 15.
Appreciate you joining us worldwide here today on the broadcast. They turn, fake the handoff, and again, pressure and sacked again is going to be Riggs as the ball is now all the way back to the 44-yard line. Riggs gets up shouting a few things, and he's probably saying, guys, this is, we got like a lead. I don't know how to pick myself up off the ground.
Well, I'll tell you what, Curtis Riggs right there just had a little taste of what Darren Erath has been running for his life for the whole game. So, you know, yeah, they're in his face, but up 41-13, I'm sure he can take that shot.
Yeah, Western Washington, the Vikings said they wanted to put some pressure on Riggs, but it looks like it might be a little bit too little too late.
Minute 17 now to play as we're working our way down here in the third quarter. Back in the pocket, the pass is complete. Down to the 30, that will be well short of the first down.
Number 7,
and in probability is out of field goal range. It would now be about a 48-yard field goal.
I said they're probably going to go for it with this offense and the position of the field. They're probably just going to go for it.
Let's take a look at the replay. As it was a nice still swing pass and very simple, but the great thing about Sioux Falls and all these players is once they catch the ball, they know what to do with it.
Look at the way DeBoer, after he caught that ball, again, we talk about it time and time again, it's the yardage that they get after the reception. DeBoer had made a nice move to shake off a tackler and then fall forward. I mean, obviously it wasn't enough. They were so far in the hole on that play, but still picked up about 5 extra yards after the catch.
Timeout was taken on the field, so let's take this opportunity to run back down to the sidelines where Eric Waddell has a member of the NAIA staff, Tim Kramer. Eric?
Thank you very much, guys. Of course, with Tim Kramer. Really, let's talk about what's gone on this week. It's been an important week for the NAIA.
It really has. It's been a great week. I think the teams have really enjoyed themselves. They got to taste a lot of Southern hospitality and a little bit of the history behind this place. So it's been an exciting week. We had a great banquet last night, and the game today was an exciting day for everybody here in Savannah, and I hope it was for everybody watching across the country.
Of course, I guess part of the goal for this whole event is to find the permanent site and having it here and to try to keep it here. And any first impressions of how things have gone?
Well, I tell you what, Eric, they've gone out of their way to really make sure that the teams feel like they're treated in a first-class manner. And that's the goal of being at a neutral site, is bringing the two teams, treating them to a week where they are very special. And the people here in Savannah have done that. And if they continue to do that, we're very, very happy with what the future holds.
Let's go back quickly for the fourth down play.
Back to pass. They throw it up the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Great opportunity as the pass was intended for Yorkovic, but just didn't go back, and so it's incomplete, and the ball goes over on downs. Let's go back down to Eric as he is still talking with Tim Kramer.
Okay, we are still here with Tim Kramer, and Tim, let's talk about, of course, the game day today. You've had two good teams. Score's not as tight as maybe you'd hope for, but really a quality set of teams.
Oh, most definitely. Western Washington University and the University of Sioux Falls are two great football programs, and Coach Smith and Coach Young have done a marvelous job with these guys, and they're first-class bunch of kids. I mean, they handled themselves very well this week, and it was a pleasure to be around these two institutions this week.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tim. We certainly appreciate you and your efforts, and let's go back up to the booth.
10 seconds and counting as we have about elapsed the third quarter of play. 41-13 is the score. Western Washington trailing it. They have the football, but when they start back And in the fourth quarter, it will be 2nd down and 7. But so far, the story, Sioux Falls. They've been dominating, and they lead it heading into the fourth quarter. Stay with us. You're watching the NAIA National Football Division II Championship. Jim Carroll Stadium here in Savannah, Tennessee, in the heart of Hardin County, and it has been a fantastic football game so far. We've got 15 minutes left. 41-13, and Robert, you got some folks you want to thank as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, just listening to Tim Kramer down on the sidelines, the NAIA is blessed with some very quality, special people. The upper echelon group, Kevin Henry, Doug Mosley, Tim Kramer. The NAIA is blessed to have people like that involved in the day-to-day actions. In fact, Division I championship, they've been playing since 56, Division II since 70. Next season, they're going to go to a one championship game. It'll be here in Hardin County in 97. So the NAIA is growing and getting bigger and better.
Over almost about 360 teams or participating schools in the NAIA. You're exactly right. Bigger and better is the way to go. The pass was complete to the outside, and it looks like it's close enough for a first down to get a measurement, so we'll check that and see how that goes as far as if Western Washington is able to pick up a first down quickly on the first strike here in the start of the fourth quarter. But you're right, the NAIA staff there in Tulsa does a great job of keeping the information flowing and keeping the championships going. Looks like they're going to be just a couple of inches short of the first down, and that will bring up 3rd down and inches as the ball will rest at about the 39-yard line of Western Washington as they try to make something happen and end on a respectable note. They trail big right now, but still time for quick strikes. Pat?
Well, it looked like it was a little bit short there, just a couple of inches short, so they're going to have to go for it on 3rd and 1. Of course, you like to be in a position where it's 3rd down with inches to go as opposed to 4th down, but they wanted to make that measurement just in case. So now they're at a very 3rd and short situation.
David Reuter in the backfield. Riggs, the quarterback. Sneak is what it's called, and he's going to be forward enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock again. So 14:49 to play. Still a lot of football ahead for us, folks. As, not Riggs, as it was Erath with the carry. And he goes forward for about 2.5 yards as he works his way inside the 40. And so a fresh set of downs will come the way of the Western Washington Vikings. 2 in the backfield now, Wiggins, and I believe that is Carr. Erath, the quarterback. They fake the blitz, then they come up. Erath holds the ball. He's got pressure from the outside, throws it deep, has a man open, it down to Nickel. Nickel catches it at the 15, and it will be a first down, Western Washington.
That's a first down, Western Washington, but if there was justice in the world, it should come back because there was a massive hole there in the backfield. But I guess it's 41-13 and letting them play.
Chris Snyder was there on the cover, did a beautiful job with the tackle on Nickel. I mean, Nickel's got about 30 pounds on him and also about 3 inches. Let's take it the replay right here.
Look at the takedown here by the he does everything but pin him on the net.
So a nice pickup down to the 15-yard line, and so it's first down and 10. Trips out to the left side. And it is Nickel by himself on the right, and it is Wiggins by himself in the backfield who gets the carry right up the middle, has some running room down close to the 1-yard line, and it is just short. Down to about the 1-foot line is Ryan Wiggins, and what a nice little two-step he did right through the middle of the line as he worked his way through the 10 and down to the 1-inch line. Wiggins gives it first down and goal for Western Washington.
The Vikings, they've been having a pass. It looks like Sioux Falls is just looking for them to pass so they can get back in this ball game. There you go. We've talked about it. Wiggins gets most of his yards so far in this game today when they pull the old draw play. They've got over pursuit by the defense. He's able to sneak up the middle like he did that time, almost in for a score.
First down and goal, the sneak again, and it's a touchdown. David Erath crawls over the left side, right over his guard, and that will be a touchdown with 13:36 to play. The score now 41-19. So continuing on, just trying to plug away. And folks, the game, if we're talking 3 touchdowns, it's not over yet.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what, there is justice in the world because Darren Erath, after running for his life, showing a lot of athleticism just to stay healthy today, takes it in for the touchdown. He's got to love that.
We talked before how Western Washington, their 3 playoff games to get to this title game today, they had to come from behind. Maybe this is the position they wanted to be in all along. Maybe they gave up some points early just so they could get there where they can play their game.
They're going for 2. They roll the power to the right side. Erath has it, and he's going to be brought down in there. Great defensive play. Larry Wilson, the outside linebacker, broke the line of scrimmage and just continued to fight through the blocks, and he was all over Darren Erath. We'll take a timeout. 13 minutes, 36 seconds left, and this year's NAIA Division II National Football Championship, the score is 41-19. Sioux Falls 41-19. Sioux Falls leading Western Washington. It is the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. You know, one of the things that we can look at, first of all, let's look at the scoring drive, Pat. 6 plays, 71 yards.
That's right, and they're taking a book or a page from the book of University of Sioux Falls. 145 was their time of possession. Of course, they had a couple of big plays there, which is at this point in the game, that's what they need to make some big plays to get right back into it. There was a 1-yard touchdown run. It ended on from Darren Erath. Point after the 2-point attempt was no good.
Kicking off, number
41-19. Sioux Falls, by the way, has outscored their opponents 589 to 202 this year. These guys rack up the points, and they have continued that today and proved that this is just no fluke. The kick is deep. The only person back deep for Sioux Falls is going to be Travis Kant. And I think they were looking for the onside kick. It didn't come. They kicked it deep, and so Krant brings it out to about the 22.5, 23-yard line, and that is where Sioux Falls will take over possession, 1st and 10.
That was a nice pop on the defensive cover team. I'll tell you something. That last drive by Western Washington was very important because they want to keep the rumble on the river from becoming the route on the river, and that last touchdown went a long ways to doing that.
Well, and it's all about, as we've talked in the past, we have a flag on the play. It's all about respect. Offside is going to be called against Western Washington. They're going to decline the penalty, and so they'll take the ball at the 23-yard line. The last 6 years, a member of their conference has been in the finals, so they feel very proud to be representing the conference here today. And they like the fact that they have been able to come back, and by any stretch of the imagination, this has not been a blowout, and even at this point, with being 22 points lead, that's only 3 touchdowns, and that can be changed in the blink of an eye. Curtis Riggs, the quarterback, pitches outside to Reuter to the left side. Reuter breaks through 3 guys and works his way to the line of scrimmage and actually picks up a yard. Nice cutback. The guy stops on the dime and moves forward.
I'll tell you something. They used to call Roger Craig Catfish because he used to find those holes, and we're in the catfish capital of the world. Dave Rudder definitely was like a catfish looking for that opening.
Take a look at the replay as well, and you're exactly right. A nice job as Rudder just went to the outside, stopped, and cut back up the middle. 12:58 to go here in the ball game. Nobody really leaving. You come 1,200, 1,500 miles to watch a football game. You stay to the end. That's right. They're going to pitch the ball out. It's going to be a halfback pass, and then nobody is there, and the pitch going out to Krant. He wanted to throw the ball, and I don't know. It looked like he might not have been able to get it out of his belly and get into his hand.
Plus, he had pressure coming on him too there. I mean, even if he would have had a good handle on the ball, he probably would have just got crushed if he would have tried to stop and plant and air it out there. Good defensive pressure and coverage by the defense.
You know, he was probably waiting for that play all season long, because when you have Curtis Riggs throwing the ball and you want to throw the ball and you're on the same team, good luck. You're ready for some bench time.
And also, Krant, that was the first pass attempt by him all year, so he's not much, when it comes to the passing game, not real experienced in that area.
Actually, that wasn't even a pass attempt.
That's right. Still doesn't even have a pass attempt, but it was almost a pass right through the needles. It goes to DeBoer, and he is out of bounds at the 43-yard line of Western Washington. And what a play on 3rd and long to get that one aired out, a strike. And that was you talk about threading the needle, man. That was a perfect pass.
Yeah, that was needlework extraordinary. I'll tell you something, folks. Curtis Riggs was born to pitch, and DeBoer was born to catch that pitch.
I'm telling you, it was a perfect pass, and as you watch the replay, nice setup, good protection, and he put that left throw right in the money, and on the money as he was running. DeBoer knocked out of bounds. 1st down and 10, the ball at the 43-yard line. They're going to turn and the ball to Reuter. And Reuter is met rudely by the linebacker, Tim Hansen, as he is stuck as he jumps across the line of scrimmage. May pick up about 1.5 yards on the play, and that's it. 2nd down and 9, as they call it. Only a gain of 1, and a nice stop by Hansen.
Hansen finally feeling pretty good with a chance to really put somebody on their back today. He's kind of had some trouble. A bunch of times, you know, he's had guys dead to rights in the backfield, or at least meet him in the line of scrimmage, and he's been unable to make that tackle. Reuter's been doing a good job of, you know, juking left and right to get past him. Finally, Hansen able to put the stick on somebody.
Yeah, Hansen was the playoff defensive player of the week 2 weeks ago, and he put his bid in for the hit of the week as well.
Back out to Vore. Catches the pass, breaks a tackle, 1st down, Sioux Falls. And guys, this is the story, I think, of the game, really, has been the fact that Sioux Falls, when they've caught the ball, they haven't gone down. They have had positive yards after the catch. And if we had that stat in front of us, I guarantee you it would be huge, because they have done a superb job of moving the ball after they get it in their hands.
Yeah, the run after the catch, or yards after the catch, has been massive. I'll tell you something. The defensive coordinators did good things for Western Washington. They stopped the tight ends. The bad news is Kalen DeBoer is on the offense, and he plays wide receiver.
10:44 to play. 4th quarter of the championship game. They hand the ball up the middle. And it's going to be a pickup of about 3 off to Reuter as he just continues to pile up some numbers. He has had a big day, and again, it all goes back to the balance. And today, the passing, Pat, has been huge for Sioux Falls, but they have really offset that well by running the football.
Yeah, we talked about how this team realistically is a balanced team, only the passing game is what gets all the press. Well, what happens is where most teams like to use the running game to establish the pass, these guys do it the opposite. They go for the pass. Then everyone's looking for the pass. They run it right up the gut, and that's where their running game gets a lot of yards.
We have worked under 10 minutes now. A timeout is taken as the clock was creeping down, and Curtis Riggs not happy with something that he saw or the way that he was set up. So we'll take a timeout. Under 10 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter of action. 41-19. Sioux Falls on their way in the championship game of the NAIA Division II. And we are back. The sun is setting, and the moon is coming out. I tell you right now, folks, it is a beautiful day here in the heart of Hardin County. In Savannah, Tennessee, and the scenery around here is just magnificent. If you get a chance to come out on vacation as we are approaching the new year and people are going to start making their vacation plans, this is a wonderful place to come visit. I guarantee you'll be happy with what goes on. 2nd down, 5 to go. They hand the ball off. Reuter works his way close to the 20-yard line, and it'll be close to a 1st down, maybe about 1 yard short. But Curtis Riggs has been the story. Already this year, he has thrown 54 touchdown passes now, and that is, he's one of 5 in all of college to have ever thrown more than 50 touchdowns in a season. He's just 5 touchdowns short of the all-time college record, which, Robert, is 59, and this is phenomenal.
59 must have been Sammy Baugh. Who was
But it is 54. They're going to be talking about Curtis Riggs for a long, long time. 3rd down and short. They hand the ball off, and it's going to be a 1st down. As diving over the line of scrimmage is Reuter, and he will be to the 20, and that will be a 1st and 10 for Sioux Falls.
Kind of a dangerous way to be handling that ball when you go diving up over the top of over the line of scrimmage there, just kind of waving it up there saying, hey, grab me out of my hand. But no one really able to get a swipe on it or anything like that, so he came down for the 1st down.
9:06 to play now as we continue to work our way toward the 5 o'clock hour in the east. Dinner time for a lot of folks. Sioux Falls right now eating up the clock and eating up the yardage as they are working their way toward another score at the 20-yard line. Again, they run the football now. Again, it's Reuter, and he's going to be stopped at about the 19-yard line. And boy, Pat, you talk about he stuck his arm out on the last attempt, jumping over the line, and that time he stuck it out again, trying to get 1 yard.
That's right. Looks to me like he's feeling pretty happy with their chances at getting a national championship. He's kind of forgot the basics, forgot the fundamentals. He's just out there having a good time.
Football,
that's right. That's right. He's out there having a good time.
Well, we saw a lot of passing, and it has been very successful, but with 8 minutes now and 18 seconds and counting, Sioux Falls looks to be content to run the football pretty well, and dropping back to pass as I say that. is Riggs. Riggs throws the football, and the pass is caught. Another touchdown. Holy smokes. Kalen DeBoer is in. Let's see if it's offensive or defensive interference. I believe it may be on the defense because the defender never turned around. Let's see what the call is, though, before we announce it. And it is pass interference, defense. It's going to be declined, and it will be a touchdown, I'm sure. Man, what a play. And this is just remarkable. Not only was it a great throw, but, Pat, that was a great catch by DeBoer.
That's true. You know, you said that Delaney, number 9, he was the defender on that play. You said he didn't turn around. Well, he did turn around, except that he turned around right after the ball fell into DeBoer's hands. He wasn't paying much attention. It was a nice timing pattern by the offense there. They dropped it right in over Delaney's head.
Yeah, you said it. Timing was the key to that play. DeBoer coming back and just coming right back to the ball and snagging it for a touchdown. I'll tell you, he has really lit up the second half.
Okay, we're going to put the stat back up on the screen. It's now 55 touchdown passes for Curtis Riggs. I'm telling you, this guy didn't even let us get our stats cooling off.
And with 55 and counting.
That's right. With 8 minutes left to go, that record could be in jeopardy.
They miscue on the snap.
There's a flag on the play there, too.
I don't think they ever got the snap off. The false start against the offense, so they'll move the ball back 5 yards. Last time this happened, the field goal of the extra point was no good. We'll see now if Michael Cooper can put this one through the uprights. 47-19 the score, and this Sioux Falls team is just continuing to pound the ball, and it's just great offense, and that's just all there is to it, because, you know, really, defensively, there's been a lot of things that Western Washington, Robert, has done as the kick is up, and it is good. No, it is no good. So for 2 times in a row now, the extra point, no good. We'll talk a little bit about what Western Washington has done. It just hasn't worked when we come back. With 8:04 to play here in the 4th quarter, it's Sioux Falls 47, Western Washington. Alrighty, we are back here in Savannah, Tennessee. 47-19 is the score, and the flags are flying. The NAIA flag as well as the United States of America flag. They've already brought folks the NAIA trophies out. You can kind of see them on your screen there a little bit to the left, the white table, and it is a sight to behold. We got a chance to look at it last night at the banquet. And right now, with a 47-19 lead, Sioux Falls is thinking that their name is fixing to be etched on that trophy unless something magnificent happens for Western Washington, as they have fought gallantly. But we were talking before we get to that last scoring drive, Western Washington really has played a pretty good football game. It has just been some remarkable play by Sioux Falls that's overshadowed it.
No, that's exactly right. I'll tell you something. The sun going down, the moon coming up, it's cooling off extremely. But I'll tell you something. Sioux Falls is not cooling off, and that's the bad news for Western Washington.
Scoring drive, Pat.
Yeah, this is about the longest scoring drive we've seen from University of Sioux Falls today. 10 plays, 77 yards, 5 minutes, 25 seconds. Still not a long time to hold on to the ball, but the longest so far today.
You know, Pat, I believe that was by design.
Oh, absolutely. They really ran the ball a lot more that time. Roeder got involved in the running game quite a bit.
The kick from the 50 after the penalty is going to be downed in the end zone. Wiggins, they thought about it.
Yeah, Wiggins didn't really know. Should I go for it? Should I not? I think he made a wise decision, though, to finally take the knee.
Yeah, wise decision to stay in the end zone. But at first it was you take it, I take it, who takes it? And it's nobody takes it, take a knee.
8 minutes, 4 seconds left in the NAIA Division II National Football Championship. We want to appreciate everybody for helping participate. Mullins Sports Media, one of the big sponsors here, along with Rawlings, who's going to be presenting our play of the game. We've also got the Hader Group supplying our hit of the game. So we've got a lot of great people, aside from the ones that you've been seeing, and Team Hardin County and the NAIA has been a great and magnificent opportunity for us to be here. Back to pass, it's going to be Erath. Erath turns, throws the ball across the middle. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And I tell you, in a couple of minutes, I think we're going to be going down to the sidelines. I can see Eric, guys, he's working his way with the cheerleaders for Sioux Falls. And Eric, you look mighty happy down there, bud.
I'll tell you what, we're down here on the sidelines with the cheerleaders from Sioux Falls. They're not quite ready to give them the trophies yet. We don't want to jinx them with 7:58 left. But I'll tell you what, they're happy about what's going on in the game, aren't you, Cal?
they're also, Eric, happy to be here in warm weather compared to Sioux Falls, aren't they?
You got that right. It's sure a lot warmer here than it is up in Sioux Falls, isn't it?
With the dirty job, the catfish, and the cheerleaders.
The pass goes out, and it's going to be fumbled out of bounds after it was complete for Western Washington. The pass to Nickel, and as it goes out of bounds, it will be a first down. So a nice play as Western Washington continues to fight through the disappointment of being down right here, trailing late in the fourth quarter. Right now, they are continuing to try to show respectability, and it's just like we said. They have played a very good football game. Erath has done some respectable things. Wiggins as well. Nichols and Costello. But right now, it has been the defense and the offense of Sioux Falls. We'll see what happens. Trips out to the right side. First down at 10. The ball is at the, they call it the 34-yard line. Single back is Wiggins. And a wide out to the right. Erath looks, the short drop. He throws the ball, has a man. Costello with his catch and a first down. A nice job defensively by Olson, but a great pass. Erath on the money. The pass was high, not interceptable, and it's a 1st and 10. The ball moves across the midfield stripe.
You know, it looks, let's take a look at the replay right here. Beautiful catch as Erath comes up and he double pumps again, then looks and finds Costello down. Costello knows he's going to take the hit, does a great job catching the ball, hauling it in, keeping that possession and getting the first down.
You have to love the presence of Erath in the pocket. He shows, makes a lot of really nice decisions.
And the pass is complete, out of bounds at the 40.
You know, I think this really shows what we talked about. Western Washington never is going to give up. They're just going to keep plugging away, trying to get some more points on the board. But I think the last drive by Sioux Falls was indicative of how the rest of this game's going to go. They're going to, when they get the ball back again, they're going to try and keep the clock running and keep in possession of it and wear things down. And so that may mean this game could be out of reach, Robert.
Maybe out of reach, but I'll tell you something. It's in reach for everybody watching across the country, and that's a wonderful thing. And we talked about NAIA people, how wonderful they are. I'd like to say thank you to Vice President of LaCie Broadcasting, Pete Summerall, Gary Murphy, and my broadcast partner, Jeff Bowen, for having the faith and the dedication to get this telecast on the air.
Long pass. Costello is the intended receiver. Touchdown. There was some pushing. No call. No flag on the play. And Mario Costello, not Costello,
there
Costello,
you go.
is going to be with a great reception, and it will be a touchdown, but then he kind of threw the football down and kind of in celebration and kind of maybe disgust because it's so a little too late.
Yeah.
But he's going to be flagged with the penalty.
Exactly, that was it. The flag was for the celebration, but he did a little Michael Irvin push-off there that he's made a career of, and for the touchdown, I think that they're going to give it to him on effort.
Yeah, great job by Costello. Again, it looked like maybe the flag should have been thrown for a little, pass interference there, but he's able to come up with the ball. Also, looked to me like maybe he might even not really have hung on to it as he hit the ground there, but the official said that he held it long enough, and they called the score good. But, his kind of rousing there at the end is what resulted in the penalty, and I guess that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Touchdown is good. 15-yard penalty will be assessed.
A lot of points being scored in Hardin County, Tennessee. That's for sure.
Well, the count right now is 47-25. They have now picked up the flag, so it'll be an extra point. They'll assess it on the kickoff. So that means that Sioux Falls is going to get the football back in pretty good field position, most likely.
That's exactly right. Hey, never say never.
It is going to be a 2-point conversion. Man goes in motion. Erath under pressure, throws the football, and it is intercepted. And the 2-point conversion will go to no good. Let's take a look at that touchdown, though, replay again, though. There's going to be some pushing you're going to see. Pretty good protection as Erath drops back the pass, throws the ball, but watch the shove right at the last minute, pushes off, and a great play. I mean, it was a fantastic catch by Costello, but Costello just got a little aggravated after the play.
Yeah.
Got the penalty, but the touchdown stands, and that's the important part for Western Washington, that Costello was able to make the catch. It's now 47-25 with 7:23 to play in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking in the stats. You wanted to ask Jim Beeman what the all-time championship point total would be for a championship game. I'm curious to find out.
5 plays, 80 yards, 41 seconds. The time on the clock is what elapsed. 39-yard touchdown pass, Erath to Costello.
And the point after, no good. So,
and the reason, Jeff, that point after was no good was the massive hit put on by linebacker Larry Wilson of Sioux Falls. He came flying in there and just really put a stick on Erath as Erath got the ball across, and that kind of, made the pass a little bit misdirected, and then it went into the hands of Olson, who intercepted, or Morrell rather, who intercepted at the goal line.
I talked with Larry Wilson before the game about 5 minutes before kickoff. I asked him a couple questions. He said, "Yes, sir." Made me feel really old, but a very, very polite young man. I said, "Do you realize about your namesake, the former NFL great Larry Wilson played with the Cardinals?" He said, "Yeah, my father told me about him."
We talked before about the possession, time of possession for both these teams. Now here late in the fourth quarter, things have kind of evened out a little bit. Western Washington still leads the possession battle here, 27.5 minutes to 25 minutes for the University of Sioux Falls. So they're kind of, that last drive showed how they want to sustain things a little bit and keep the ball on their side just so they can keep the lead.
Well, your answer is 81 points is the total as Westminster beat Wisconsin lacrosse 51-30 back in 1989. As the onside kick comes up, it hits high, and it is knocked out of bounds, and it is going to be Sioux Falls ball. I'll tell you what, the bounce was perfect in reality for Western Washington. They just couldn't get anybody down to jump up and make the catch, and it goes out of bounds, so the penalty will be assessed. Sioux Falls will have great possession of the football.
Yeah, the table was set for that onside kick, definitely.
Let's go down to the field. Eric is standing by with a word. Eric, what's up?
Just wanted to let you guys know that even though things aren't going well for their team, Western Washington's fans, the Hog Pen, are still here in full force. You can hear those cowbells going off all the time. Well, that's the guys from Bellingham still rooting on their team, even though things aren't going well late. Back to you guys upstairs.
Thanks a lot, Eric. We met those guys last night at the banquet, and there's a good shot of the Western Washington side over there. The Hog Pen, they beat everybody to the line up. They beat the football players and everyone, didn't they?
You gotta love the Hog Pen. It's like they have enough ribs for Hardin County to consume, and here these guys, they go to the front of the line and they're grinding. That's a Hawaiian term for eating, and they were grinding big time.
Well, a flag on the play. The penalty would go against Sioux Falls. But as I was mentioning, the 81 points is the record. It was a 50-30 game. We're at 47-25. A touchdown and extra point will tie it.
Well, that would be apropos for the inaugural NAIA Championship Network to set a couple records along the way.
First down and 15 now. The ball is at the 44-yard line. Two split outs, right and left. And the ball, it goes to up the middle, and it goes to Westbrook. Who crosses close to about the 42-yard line, so picks up about a yard or two, brings up second down and call it close to 13. The clock continues to tick. It's 7:03 now and counting.
And Riggs and the University of Sioux Falls offense goes back to what we were talking about. They're going to keep the ball on the ground, looks like a little bit. Even though they had a penalty there, it was a long yardage situation. Still keep the ball on the ground until they're forced to pass.
And that 51 points by Westminster is the most by one team, so that danger of falling as well. The pass, a screen pass to the outside. It goes to Reuter. Reuter breaks a tackle to the 40, down to the 36-yard line. So it'll be third down as he doesn't get beyond that 35-yard line mark. He had some blocking out in front, and a timeout is going to be taken by Western Washington as they try to start using up their timeouts. They have a total of 3 to take, and I guarantee you guys they're going to take them here before we get through with this, as they still try to fight and see if they can't do something to get back in this football game. And that's the great thing, about college athletics and about the NAIA, the fight and the heart that is put forth by these guys. It's just amazing that they haven't given up. The fans are still here. They're still rooting the team on, and this is what it's all about.
That's exactly what it's all about. And that was a very intelligent play by Reuter, cutting back inside, staying in bounds, keep that clock going, forcing Western Washington to call that timeout. And Pat mentioned earlier about Reuter appeared to be looking towards that title, like he was happy to be playing in this contest. Folks, he's happy to just be playing. He had a devastating hand injury last year, didn't play. He's lucky to even be playing, and he comes back with 1,600 yards, one game for over 300 yards, 24 touchdowns, and you've seen what he's done today. He is truly a performer, and he's been blessed with an outstanding comeback.
6:29 to play, third down and 7 to go. The lone back is going to be Westbrook, and it's going to be a pass. They throw up the middle. It is complete to DeBoer. And he has a first down at the 25-yard line and just continuing to roll. Good protection for Riggs. And a strike once again. It's like Nolan Ryan is out there throwing fastballs as Riggs is just putting it on the money.
And you know, one thing that is, as I've noticed here, is that it seems to take 3 defensive players almost every time to tackle either DeBoer or Reuter or whoever gets the ball. It seems like one man just doesn't do it. They're all having a gang tackle. Otherwise, it goes for big plays.
6:04. The clock once again running at the 25. Riggs under center, as he has been the whole game, gives it to Reuter to the right side, and he is stacked up immediately. Nice play in there by Spencer and Hanson, the linebackers. And it will be to the 25. No, maybe a play of a gain of about a yard, if any. They're going to give him a yard, so because he's on the other side of the 25 now.
Jeff, do you get a feeling that Riggs and DeBoer spend a lot of time in like a field here in South Dakota playing pitch and catch? I mean, it's like they have something kinetically going on.
It has been an amazing day. 47 to 25. Riggs, the quarterback, drops back to pass, looks downfield, throws the ball again, and it is off the fingertips of his receiver, Mike Nelson. And if Nelson pulls that in, we've got a record for points scored by a single team in a NAIA championship game.
Third down, 39.
And again, you know, Sioux Falls has got to be looking right now. They're thinking more than just anything. They're thinking, you know, we scored 50 points 8 times. We want to do it again. And it is just a drive and a strive to prove that you are the best, as they will end the season on an undefeated note, as they are just continuing to pile up the points and pile up the offensive stats, and it's something to be impressed with.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And don't kid yourself, they know about that 50-point plateau, and they're trying to achieve it.
They hand the ball off, back up down to the 20-yard line. So on third down, it'll be down to the 20, and that will bring up a fourth down situation. So now you've got to look, and Coach Bob Young is going to decide whether or not he wants to go ahead and go for it or try to kick the field goal. The field goal hits that 50 plateau mark. It would be a 37-yard field goal attempt, but it looks like that Riggs is staying in the ball game, so they're going to be going for it on 4th down and 5. So now it's pride time for Western Washington as the Vikings battle to stop the bleeding here in the 4th quarter. 2 split outs to the left, 1 to the right, and Riggs will drop back to pass. Has pressure, and he's going to be sacked, and the ball will turn over on down. And what does that say about the defense of Western Washington to go ahead and stand up and say, we will not be scored on this drive again?
Shows a lot of courage. I tell you, they didn't get to this game by playing soft defense. Yeah, the score, it appears to be that today, but folks, they played tough, they played hard all season long, and they're not going to stop with 4:26 to go, no matter what the score.
Well, the ball turns over on downs with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to play here in the ball game. It's the NAIA Division II National Championship from the heart of Hardin County here in Savannah, Tennessee, and we have enjoyed every minute of it. We're glad that you've been with us for the ride. 47 to 25 is the score. Back to pass, Erath. Incomplete, intended for his man Chris Nichol. The pass a little too low and a little bit out of the reach as it was down and away.
We can do that at any time.
Chris Nichol has been running around with a group of 3 people all day long. He's a very popular guy with the purple jerseys.
He's had the double and triple coverage quite often, and that's why that Casello was open once or twice and had the big catch. Let's see if they go back to him. The lone setback is Wiggins, and the quarterback, Erath. Looks the short drop, they pass it, and right over the head of the intended receiver, Ryan McGowan. McGowan, a 6-foot, 180-pound junior, out of the flats, would not have had the first down, and he would have had to run for it, but the pass just way overthrown. So brings up third down and 10 yards to go, 47 to 25.
Third down and 10.
Ball at the 25-yard line. Tripp split out now, this time to the left, and it is Nichols split to the right, and he has 2 guys over there watching him like a hawk. The shotgun to Erath. Throws it out. Nichols has it, but does he have the first down? I think he's short. Let's see where they're going to mark the football. It's right there at the sticks as the man holding the chain had to fall out of the way. And I think it's going to be 4th and about an inch. Let's see, though.
Nice job by Nickel after the run to kind of turn it upfield and try and get that first down. Of course, the defense was there waiting for him. You know, they're kind of making their cushion the first down yardage area there, and they're able to stick him and push him out of bounds before he could get what he needed.
Yeah, speaking of cushion, the USF played the real soft zone. Erath found the man underneath and beat it, and they will definitely go for it on 4th.
4th down and an inch. They've stacked the middle. Erath under center. He's going to take it himself, and I believe he's got it, folks, as he made his way over the 35 to about the 36-yard line, and a flag is going to be thrown.
Erath not happy with the way the defense kind of treated him there. I mean, he was definitely down.
Travis Dumke had a good grip over him, and Travis just rolled back off the pack. And Travis, at 6'4", 290 pounds, he's a senior. Erath is 6 foot, 195 pounds. So basically, you're giving up 4 inches and 100 pounds.
Dumke has played with a lot of passion today on this gridiron, no doubt about it. Bob Young, a very talented, very, I guess, just a nice guy. You know, he's a coach, he's a nice guy. He pulls Dumke out of the game and says, hey, you know, relax, have some Gatorade, stop throwing the guy around after the whistle.
So 4:10 to play. The ball's at the 50-yard line. And it will be 1st down. And they wind the clock. Back to pass, the shotgun. Looking, pressure, sack. Hunt, Kevin Hunt. 6'2", 225 senior. He's been there all day. This time he gets a hold of Erath and pulls him down. And it'll be a loss of 10. And so Western Washington now trying to hustle up and see if they can get something happening. The clock continues to move at 3:47. Erath drops straight back this time. Throws the ball, gets hit hard, and the pass is going to be overthrown. Intended out there for Nichols, and I'm telling you guys, Erath took a stick that time as he released the football. A nice play, and the pursuit from Koch was just a little bit late in getting to him, so he hit him just after he released the ball. Good pressure that time. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Erath, he is a tough kid, big time. He has been on the run this whole game. I'll tell you, he's taking some shots, and he gets up, dusts himself off, and puts his face right back in the action. So you have to take your hats off to Darren Erath, the heralded player from Western Washington.
3:38 to play. The clock has stopped on the sack. 47-25. Back to pass. Throws it across the middle. It's complete. And a seam, and it's going to be just short of the 1st down. So as the ball goes down to the 45-yard line, the completion down to Eric Morin. And that'll bring up 4th down and 5 yards to go as the ball needs to get inside the 40-yard line. Big play here with 3:17 to go. And Western Washington down to their last few gasps here as 4th down. Back to pass. They throw the ball, and it is incomplete. And the ball will go over on downs to Sioux Falls, the University of Sioux Falls. The Cougars just working it again, and this time they make the stop, and they'll take over at the 45-yard line.
You know, Nickel was the intended receiver there. He's the big man they've been trying to go to all day. Again, though, he's been the big man on this drive, or that last drive there. They keep going to him whenever they need a big play. Unfortunately, Erath was not able to put the ball in his hands.
Well, it's the old adage, you know, you dance with who brung you, and that's what happened today. Not enough offense for Western Washington. Not enough firepower as well.
3:07 to go. 47-25. And they're going to hand the ball off. It goes straight up the middle, and it goes to Lamar Westbrook. And Lamar is going to be down at about the 48-yard line. 2 minutes, 56 seconds. As we get a good shot there, the rumble on the river still holding up. Let's go down to Eric, who's standing by, I believe, with Mrs. Riggs.
Well, actually, guys, you're close. We're with Lisa, the QB's wife. Of course, he's had a great day. You're pretty proud of your husband?
Yeah, I am. I'm really proud of him. He's wanted this for so long, so I'm really proud of him.
Heck of a trip all the way down here to watch him play so well.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Everything's worth it.
And I guess right here we have another generation, hopefully, of South Dakota Sioux Falls football players. Steve DeBoer, your brother had quite a game today. You proud of him?
Yeah.
Did a really good job, huh?
Yeah.
So have you enjoyed watching them play today? Mm-hmm. All right, well, that pretty much takes care from the stands, and back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Appreciate that. And I was right. I said Mrs. Riggs, didn't I? Yeah, you were right. They were telling us in my ear it was his mom, but I said Mrs. Riggs. I kept myself safe. Stay with us. Coming up here in just a second, we're going to show you the Hadar hit of the game. That's one you don't want to miss. The pass is incomplete, intended down deep. Let's take a look at the Hadar hit of the game. Hadar is a big supplier of NAIA products. It's going to come back early in the game, and watch the stick as the pass is complete. And just a great stick there on the catch.
Nate Moser of Sioux Falls really applying the hit on Nickel there. Nickel, of course, as you saw, kind of flipped the ball at him there, saying, hey, you're not so bad. I can take that kind of punishment. But really a beautiful job by Nate Moser of Sioux Falls to just drive right through him, basically.
The Hadar hit of the game, and it was a good one. And Sioux Falls applying big-time hits right now with 1:41 to play here in the fourth quarter of play. Back to punt the football. High punt. Fair catch is going to be called for as Matt Williamson catches the ball at the 28-yard line. And so it'll be first down for Western Washington. So with 1:36 to play, another thing that we've promised you is our Rawlings play of the game.
This is these plays and these hits, of course, voted on by the crack staff we've got working for us. A combined deal. The folks working hard back there in the production truck. We appreciate all their efforts. And, of course, Jim Beeman of the NAIA, who's been helping us out here, keeping contact between the two of us here. And all been working together to put together these crack plays and hits and so on and so forth.
Sam Henson, by the way, the new quarterback in, 6'3", 205-pound sophomore in for Western Michigan. So he is Western Washington. Get a little bit of action right now, but so it's good to see Robert some of the extra guys getting in.
You know, that's what the NAIA is all about, to perpetuate the student athlete. And you know, everybody shows up practice every week. They all you know, do their best in the classroom and on the gridiron. And this is a championship game. Someday he can tell his grandchildren that he played in the inaugural NAIA championship football contest.
And the pass is going to be incomplete again. This time it was intended over to the right side, intended for Morin. And the pass is incomplete. That'll bring it third down and 10, and it stops the clock again with 1:24 to play here in the contest. Sioux Falls folks on the sidelines hugging each other. They're excited about the fact that they have won themselves a national championship.
You know, here's something that's a little tidbit from the SID of Western Washington. Strong safety Mike Williams, he started today's contest.
As we have an interception, not to interrupt you, but a big defensive stop for Sioux Falls. So Western Washington defense will get a chance to come back out on the field.
Exactly, talking about defense, that's a nice pick indeed. But strong safety Mike Williams started today's contest after Randy Carter started 40 straight games for Western Washington. But Michael Williams' great-great-great-grandfather fought at the Battle of Shiloh.
Wow. So they got to go around and maybe look at a little bit of history, family history here, right here in Savannah, Tennessee.
The interception made that time, Jason Brown, by the way, he's a 5'9" senior defensive back, kind of a reserve, but getting some action here late in the game. Great job by him. Oh, and you notice down there on the field, the coach for Sioux Falls University getting the seniors dumping the old water cooler on them there.
Yeah, Bob Young with the Bill Parcells shuffle.
That's right. Sneaking out of the way, but not quite.
Not quite. He didn't have that rear view mirror going.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm sure he would rather get the water dumped on him here in Savannah instead of where it is. They were telling us, what, 60 below?
Oh, yeah, because the ice cube would have knocked him out, Jeff.
That's right. Would have hit him on the head. Would have smarted. 1:08 and counting right here as the folks in Sioux Falls are getting the chance going about how they are #1. And you know what, folks? They are. With 57 seconds and counting, it doesn't look like they're going to stop the clock anymore. And Sioux Falls leading 47-25 is going to come away with a perfect undefeated season. And they will come away with a national championship under their belt, the final national championship ever in NAIA Division II football. And I tell you right now, it'll all go next year to NAIA football, and there'll be one division. And that's a lot of excitement, I know, with a lot of the schools happening about that, about the fact that they're going to be able to, Robert, just have one good big championship.
One big championship, a lot of schools, and plus have it televised across the country with the NAIA Championship Network and LaCie Broadcasting. Nothing but good things for the NAIA.
13 seconds, and the clock stopped, but they continue to let it roll out, and the clock is over on the field, and that's the ball game, folks. 47 to 25. It is the University of Sioux Falls, the 1996 NAIA Division II National Champions. Stay with us. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back. Actually, before we do that, let's go to the field and let's see Eric. Is he down there?
Ceremony. If you'll please stay off the center of the field. We have an awards ceremony.
Okay, we know Eric's not there. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. Eric will be down there, and we'll have that when we come back. A lot of mayhem on the field as Sioux Falls wins it. Don't go away. There's more to come. We are back. University of Sioux Falls, the NAIA Division II National Champion football team, and with the man of the hour down on the field, Eric has Curtis Riggs. Eric?
I'll tell you what, Curtis Riggs here, what a game for you. The stats are unbelievable. Tell me a little bit, how does it feel to be national champion?
Feels so good. I just want to tell my mom and dad and all Green River High, love you. I don't know what to say right now. I just thank Coach Young so much for recruiting me and giving me the chance to play there.
To the press box side of the stadium.
That's about it. That's all I can say right now. I'm about to cry. I'm so happy.
Well, last game's got to be the greatest feeling on earth.
Great way to end. I mean, they're a good team, but I just think we really showed today that, you know, we're just unstoppable this year. It was just meant to be, and we just rolled through all season.
Great job, and congratulations. Go celebrate with the guys on the team, and we'll take it back up to the guys upstairs.
Thanks a lot, and a great job, Eric, of doing that. We got to take another break. When we come back, we've also got our defensive player of the game, and we have our Rawlings play of the game, so stay with us right here on the NAIA Championship. All righty, we are back as they're getting set. As you get a good look there, the championship trophy, the NAIA Division II National Championship trophy, and they're giving a good raise that time over there to their coach of Sioux Falls, head coach Bob Young, and a well-deserved raise as well. An undefeated season, Robert. They were remarkable.
Yeah, undefeated season. I'll tell you, after the season, he may very well get a raise, a pay raise. 2 undefeated seasons in a row. Last year, came up short in the playoffs. This year, truly a team of destiny. Prolific passing, great running game, great play calling. They deserve to be champions, and folks, they are.
All righty, let's take a look at our Rawlings play of the game. Comes to us back. It's going to be Kalen DeBoer. And Kalen, with a fantastic job of, watch the pitch, back to DeBoer, rolls to the outside, and just makes his way all the way down the sidelines, and watch the cutback for the touchdown.
And there were a couple of things I thought that made this the play of the game. First was the play call in the first place. Everybody was shifting left. They threw the counter going the other way to the right. He had wide open spaces, ran down the sidelines. Then by the time the defense caught up with him near the goal line, it was just great second effort by DeVore to dive over the goal line for the score, and that's what made a great play of the game.
That was the Rawlings play of the game. Appreciate Rawlings for all that they've done. Rawlings, a great supporter of the NAIA, and a superb effort that they had, Rawlings, today, and what a game to have to be a part of. Also, our defensive, we had a defensive, our Mullen Sports Media defensive player of the game is going to be Travis Dumke of Sioux Falls. Big Travis, the Mullen Sports Media defensive player of the game, was awesome all over the place, wasn't he, Robert?
I'll tell you something. He was a bull rush specialist. He pressured ERAF all day long, stopping the run with a couple sacks, big plays, some hard hits as well. No, definitely the standout defensive player of the game.
He did a great job, and, you know, it's not surprising to me at all that everyone seemed to vote for him, because we just called his name all day long. It just seemed like almost every other play he was involved somehow. If he wasn't the man that made the tackle by himself, he either forced, you know, the situation one way or another.
Yeah, you know, I saw Dumke before the game, and he had a look in his eye like this young man was ready to play this game about a week ago.
Yes. Well, we had a chance, too, as well, to talk to him last night, and he came in, and he was just so psyched. It was had his game face on, and he was really ready yesterday to play this football game. He said he got finals out of the way, and they came a long way. They knew that it was time to play, and they really turned themselves around and performed superlatively tonight.
And he said there was no pressure on him coming into this game because of the finals. I mean, if you can imagine that, no pressure walking into the national championship game. Oh, finals are done. They're the championship game is the last of his worries.
Yeah, the real pressure.
So that tells you something about this young man. I mean, he's not just an athlete. He's not just psyched up about playing football. This guy's, scholastics and being a good student is also very high on his mind.
You know, something about Dumpke, I'll tell you, he is like a massive player, and they'll be back. But, Sioux Falls, the University of Sioux Falls, they played on ice. They played in Iowa a game where they had to ice sand down the field, and then over the night it froze. So basically they were playing on sandpaper. This is a tough football team that played in a lot of tough situations.
We need to take our final break of the afternoon, and then we'll bring it back for a final word. Stay with us. Sioux Falls, they win it. The NAIA Division II National Football Champions, and they deserve it. We are back, and the score 47-25. Quickly, guys, we're about out of time, but Robert, your thoughts on the game real quick.
Okay, coming into the game, we were talking about prolific passing team. They can run the ball as well. 2 back-to-back undefeated seasons. Could be a team of destiny. Folks, they are a team of destiny, and they are the national champions.
One thing, Western Washington University, we said that the key for them was they had to get pressure on Riggs today. The defense really had to step up. That's what they were not able to do today. Offensively, they played a pretty decent game. They just could not get things going defensively and put the pressure on Riggs and shut them down.
It was an amazing and fantastic game. There's no other words to use it, and just a superlative effort by Curtis Riggs. I want to thank both you guys, our partners up here. I want to thank Jim Beeman for all of his assistance for everybody. I'm Jeff Bowen, and thanks to Hardin County, Tennessee, and Savannah. Great job. I hope to see you next year. Thanks a lot. And it is Sioux Falls, the champions of NAIA Division II football.